Hi.
How is everyone's almost Christmas?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I realized that I kind of scheduled this stupid close to Christmas, didn't I? But I don't know if that means more people or less people will show up, but how are you guys doing?
All right.
Decent.
We've got 4 people in here now. What is your ultimate Christmas wish? What is on your wish list for Christmas?
Mm.
Well, my
Memes.
my birthday present and my Christmas present were the
Ah,
same
that fucking
thing.
sucks. You have a
Yeah,
birthday close to Christmas?
the 10th.
Yeah, that sucks.
And
It's always a
I got a Switch,
I
and that's all.
I don't I don't have that issue, but it sounds like shit. No need to
Well,
apologize, Rasmus.
my parents are divorced, so they don't have the same money they used to.
Yeah, that happens.
So I got a Switch, but I'm not complaining.
Oh shit,
My
boys.
dad's dead.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's fucking good gift. Like
Yeah.
$200.
When I was a kid, I was fucking spoiled.
Oh, okay.
I got a
So
shit.
it's not like you don't have that much money. It's just not as much.
The Switch was like pretty much the only thing I wanted this year anyway.
Yeah, that's good then. Good boys. So I'm actually at my parents' place right now, which is why the room's different and why I'm doing it on my laptop and the lighting's not good. But
I am also,
actually
I am also at my parents' place. That's why my mic sucks.
nice. Yeah, whatever. It'll be a unique hangout in this special VIP
Hello.
setting. Who's got echo? Who's using speakers and not headphones?
Feedback on me?
Is it me?
Potentially. I can hear my voice twice.
Hello.
So
I have my
whoever's not using
very
headphones.
close to my computer. That might be why. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I only have a laptop.
We just don't want the sound coming like back through the microphone because then it's like
I mean, I
to fit into anything.
I don't have headphones, but you weren't. It didn't.
No, yeah, you're fine. I don't hear anything coming from you. So
Hello.
who's behind the pillow?
Is it
There's
me?
nobody behind the pillow. Hello. Hello. Wow, we got a bunch
There's
of
plenty of people.
Holy crap. Oh,
Hi,
it's
everybody.
a Christmas miracle.
I almost did because of Patreon fuckery.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't send the message properly, but
Well, it's just they somehow managed to. I changed my email recently, and it didn't recognize either of my emails, and yet for some reason I still got the email, like 2 private messages from you.
oh.
So it has to
Wow.
tell me about your PMs, but not to log in.
Oh. Now I'm hearing echo again. Somebody needs to fix this. Oh. It's gone. Thank you.
Okay. So
I have not seen Pottersville yet, if anybody's wondering.
Never heard of it.
It's that if I'm thinking of the correct film, the correct title, it's got Michael Shannon, and it's got a really shitty trailer that is actual cancer, and it starts out like he lives in a small town, and then finds out that his friends are all furries, I guess. But it's like the CSI version of furries. It's like
wasn't there
it's
a
like
CSI episode
they're
that
wearing.
had furries in it, or like
Sorry?
something like that?
Yeah, there was this. Yeah, that's basically what I'm referring to. Is like
There was, but now I'm thinking of the CSI or whatever episode where it was like video games and like.
oh
I
that
think
yeah that was Law and Order SVU, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Law and Order SVU is the one with Ice-T, right?
yes.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, the
A very talented individual.
But yeah,
Hey,
he
man, I
finds
like
out.
Body Count or whatever that band that he did. Like
What?
they're decent. I don't know. Ice-T used to be in a metal band.
Oh. Anyway, he finds out that his friends are all like furry fetishists, but it's like they're all wearing like mascot costumes, and it's clearly the depiction in this film is it's just like, oh, it's just a sex thing. And yeah, it looks awful. It looks genuinely awful, and I really want to see it, but it's not the type of movie that I want to put on like with my parents and being like, "Hey, want to see this funny piece of shit that you could only get any enjoyment out of if you're watching it ironically and even understand anything that." Yeah.
Hey, Mom and Dad, you want to watch a Lars von Trier film?
I showed my dad Blue Velvet.
Mhm.
That was probably like one of the dumbest like movie decisions like to watch with your parents.
I still haven't seen it.
That'd be really awkward
like
to
it.
watch with your
Wow.
parents.
Great.
Yeah, there's quite a few films that fall under that category. It's just I wouldn't even bother. I tried. There's like a few Haneke films that I've tried showing my parents, and some of them were successful. But I remember, I think it was Funny Games. My mom just couldn't handle it, and it's like we weren't even that far into the film. It was pretty much as soon as like the two dudes show up and like the golf club and blah blah blah. But yeah, that was yeah, there's some that I don't think my mom can handle. But try anyway. You hate Funny Games in the comments? Somebody said that. It's a polarizing film. I get that, but
It's a funny film.
Yeah.
Funny game.
I feel like most people who hate Funny Games hate one scene in Funny Games, and remember, no spoilers in this. But I feel like the people who hate that film hate it because of one scene, and otherwise would love it. But
is it that twist with the?
Hey, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh, no.
There is no twist. As soon as you say that there's a twist, then it makes people expect a twist. So I don't even like saying that about a film, unless it's an Emily movie and everybody knows there's a twist anyway. But yeah, there's. I remember I read the back of the DVD cover for a movie, and it was just like one of the reviews was like, "The twist will blow your mind," and it's just like then you watch the film, and the entire time you're expecting a twist, and then the twist is obvious because you know there's a twist, sort of thing. I wouldn't even call the Funny Games thing a twist, but I mean, anyway, just
Did it blow your mind?
throwing that out there.
We've said too much already.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's not enough that people wouldn't be able to get a genuine experience out of it still.
Yeah, I've had several twists spoiled for me.
Here's a question: has anyone seen 3 Billboards yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Finally. Okay. Thoughts?
What boards?
Got him.
Huh?
3 Billboards. Got him.
Or is 3 billboards the name of a thing?
3 Billboards.
It's a movie.
Oh yeah.
1, 2,
No, I don't
3.
even think.
I like you.
I don't even think Ebbing is a real town.
No, it's a word. It's basically an emotional state, I believe.
It's
Evan Weave.
it's the setting for the film.
Right.
It's small
Yeah.
town America. That's like
Yeah, it doesn't need to
that's
exist.
all you need. Twin
Yeah.
Peaks doesn't exist either.
Yeah, Canada doesn't
Yeah, but-
exist.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
Mm-hmm.
It's a DLC
Yeah.
for America.
I saw that for the second time yesterday, and
I'm assuming you enjoyed it somewhat.
yeah, oh, I did. I would give it a 9 out of 10. I don't know if this is the best film of the year, but it's going to be very hard to beat it.
I would love to see it again.
How many times have you seen it?
I've only seen it once because I saw it at TIFF. I don't think
See it
it's
again.
been released
Mhm.
all that widely, especially in Canada.
See it again. And here's the thing. Watch it with the idea. It's a metaphor for a divided America.
Whoa! Don't stop. Don't talk about what the film's supposed to be a metaphor for.
I'm not spoiling any plot details. I'm not
Okay,
telling you
I
what
know,
happened,
I know. But it's like as soon as you're like, this movie is about, Like that kind of takes away the ability for someone to form their interpretation themselves. If they haven't seen it yet, because then it's like then you create that expectation. I think, but go on.
I'm not gonna say anything more. I have a review of it. I'm editing it. I'll say if anybody wants to watch at some point, I'll post it on the YMS Reddit. But I won't spoil it for anybody who's watching this because honestly, anybody who hasn't watched it should see it. This is like I drove 2 hours away yesterday just to see it again. Like it's that good. I'll say no more.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
Thought it was neat.
I'm trying to do my own, but just kind of have a lack of motivation when it comes to the editing.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like a random ass movie I found on Netflix that has a surprisingly depressing behind the scenes. Because it was like directed by Christopher Reeve before he died.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was like a dream project, and it's a piece of shit.
When you say it's on Netflix and there's a depressing behind the scenes, did you go look elsewhere for the behind the scenes? Or
yeah, Netflix didn't like to mention it. Also,
I'm sad about that because we're moving away from physical media and into streaming, but the supplementary material like commentary tracks and all that shit are not being carried over, and I don't see what's preventing Netflix from being able to have like a folder with the film and some special features in it. I don't see what's preventing them from having a commentary audio track in the same way that they would have a different language track. You know,
there's like a behind the scenes thing for Stranger Things, but that's all I found.
Well, yeah, that's their own. It's like Netflix original or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like we're missing things that should be there. I feel like special features on DVDs and Blu-rays and commentary tracks and all that. I feel like they're very useful for learning about filmmaking and learning about directors and their intent. You know, I think it's a useful material.
Thankfully, we still have like the Lord of the Rings behind the scenes features and like libraries exist. Like there's honestly a lot of books you'll find about movies and movie making in the library that you'll never find on the internet.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just saying like when you purchase a film or when you get a movie, having it right there is a very convenient excuse to be exposed to that kind of thing.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the weirdest thing about this fucking movie is that Robin Williams is in it and he's uncredited.
What?
Oof.
Yeah.
How much of a role?
The main antagonist of the film.
Nice.
And he's not
What
credited?
movie is this?
Everyone's Hero.
Oh.
It's like an animated film like 20th
You
century.
mean that movie about the talking bat?
Yeah, it's the movie about the
Yeah,
talking bat.
No, it's that.
It's
I think I saw a trailer for this.
it's pretty fucking bad. And
It's on
it
Cartoon Network once.
reeks of like production studio
Excuse me.
meddling. Because it has like so many fucking cliches in it, which I kind of have my own hypothesis on why Robin Williams is uncredited. I think maybe he took a look at the final product and was like, this is what you did to my friend's movie. Fuck you. Don't get to use my name in advertising.
That's funny. He said that before, basically. He was he had some sort of a deal with Disney for Aladdin where they weren't allowed to show off the fact that it's Robin Williams is the genie, but then they did that anyway. And so and he was like, I hate Disney.
Now
And
it's
then
all just
I think they just had a different voice for the rest of the movies.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
No, I think he came back for the third one.
Yeah, didn't he come back for like the first one, the first sequel? Or,
Yes,
Let's-
he was in the third one,
Yeah.
but Dan Castellaneta was
yeah, he came
in.
back for one of them.
Castellaneta was in like number 2, the cartoon, and Kingdom Hearts.
And Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
Man, he's been dead for like 3 years now.
Yeah, it's
Time
been
fucking flies.
Castellaneta.
3 years since Robin Williams died.
Was
It seems like it was just yesterday.
if Dan Castellaneta died, would they still keep doing The Simpsons?
Probably.
I actually don't know.
Probably. I would.
They're
I.
still doing-
It would be really funny. I would hope so.
I want to say
I would
without Mel
love
Blanc.
to see that they would keep going, and just show how like shameless and terrible they are at this point.
That show's been dead for years.
Yeah. It's
it was dead in the movie.
not
The
getting any
movie was
better.
dead in the middle of the dead period.
it must still be making money though. Somebody is watching it.
It's one of those things, yeah, where like if you have it on cable and it's a channel like Fox or whatever, they can just decide to keep it on and assume that people are watching, when in reality, I mean, like, you don't really know how many people are actually watching it. What if somebody just left their TV on?
That did kind
What
of.
if somebody just left their channel on Fox and isn't even watching it and the TV is off?
That does actually kind of remind me that Disney bought Fox,
Oh yeah, that's
and
funny.
that's kind of scary because they
Wait,
keep.
there is.
Does that mean that The
still
Simpsons will
on-
be in Kingdom Hearts?
We can see the 21st Century Fox logo in our Star Wars movie now.
Yay!
And we can find.
Oh,
We,
hey,
I mean,
the best thing, at least Marvel gets Fantastic Four back. You can make so many good movies out of that.
oh god.
Yay!
You know what? If Marvel tries to incorporate it in the whole Marvel universe, they would probably find a way to do it properly. They would. I mean, like the Fantastic Four characters are so like goofy and dumb. I'm sure they could fit somewhere.
Yeah, but
That's
after
like
three,
He was trying to make it like a seriously toned, dramatic film when you have like Rubber Man.
Yeah, but
What if they just like shove them into the middle of Infinity War?
garbage movies. Who's gonna go see it?
Well, because people would be excited to see it done well. There's tons of things like that where it's like, oh man, it was shit before, but I really hope that they finally do it well, like the fucking DC movies. Like every single one of them. But there's always gonna be fans that are like, oh man, this time they'll get it right. Because
That's what they
they're
said
more
about the
attached
last
to
one.
like the intellectual property and the comic book character than they are to the films.
It almost
They care
seems
less
like-
about it being a movie and more about justifying their obsession with an action figure,
It almost
which I
seems to
pointed out
me
before.
like DC wants to be Marvel, like have the Marvel
Of
success,
course they do,
but they still want to
Yeah.
stick to the Dark Knight formula.
and yet they still don't at the same time. I don't even I can see of them being like, oh yeah, we need to make a dark movie,
Like, I
but
saw-
it's still nothing like the Dark Knight. It's still nothing like the Nolan films.
They're edgelords, so that's their marketing strategy.
here's the secret to the Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan has an understanding of Batman and comic books. He has a better understanding than Tim Burton did, who didn't even admit, who said, "I never read a Batman comic in my life." Like he has he incorporates elements that the comic books that work in the movie, Christopher Nolan. But the dirty, filthy secret about The Dark Knight is that it's really just a really, really amazing crime noir thriller that happens to take place in the Batman universe.
It's the most grounded superhero film.
Yeah.
It's like barely a superhero movie.
Well, that's why.
When the characters their powers aren't like supernatural. They're all just people who have a lot of money and are doing a lot of like evil things or
at least
whatever. Like it's the most grounded superhero film you can have.
I find
Well,
it
yeah.
funny.
The Batman characters are just there for brand familiarity, but if you were to do that movie again with just
Jared Leto.
Oh,
yeah, Jared Leto. If you had a just Humphrey Bogart type noir detectives from like Pulp Fictions from the 40s and 50s, it would still work as a movie.
I would love for The Dark Knight to be re-edited with Jared Leto instead of Heath Ledger. That'd be
I
pretty
I heard
good.
that they're
Scars?
I heard that they're replacing Jared Leto at some that they planned on it, but
It doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't. The success of this franchise has nothing to do with whether Jared Leto is in it or not. It's just such a fucking shit show. They have no idea what they're doing. They don't. They
Yeah,
really
that's true.
don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. Is the
Suicide
problem.
Squad wasn't bad because of Leto.
my favorite part
I mean,
about Suicide Squad was
has
the
many-
man who could climb anything.
Sorry.
Margot Robbie made me want to kill myself.
Yeah.
What is that? The stench of death?
I love your perfume.
I didn't even see Suicide Squad because I heard it was shit, so I just didn't watch it.
But
I
hey,
saw Suicide Squad because I heard it was shit.
hey, at least Killer
Make you
Croc's
wanna kill
makeup was
yourself?
enough to win an Oscar.
I was out with some friends and I looked on my phone and I saw the score, the Metacritic reviews of Suicide Squad. I'm like, you guys want to see this? And we did, and it was a mistake. But
From what I understand, DC fans have been using bots to bomb the new Star Wars on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
no, I don't think so. I mean, people are so fucking divided on the new Star Wars. Like, it's not. There's a bunch of people that think like there's some weird vote manipulation going on. If there is, then it's from people who just didn't like the movie that created more than one account or whatever. But I mean, yeah,
This is
it's
what I found.
there's a lot of people that didn't like the new Star Wars, and they're very passionate about how they don't like the new Star Wars. And I'm not. I mean, I just it's one thing to have criticisms with a film, and I'm not trying to invalidate those criticisms like some people think I am. But it's another thing when it's suddenly like it's the most important thing in your life to say that like Star Wars is dead and it's never coming back, and like I mean I don't know what you want.
Let me just say, I'm just kind of going off of what I've heard on Google.
Yeah, that's not a good
I
strategy.
haven't seen the film yet.
Listen, you're
You know
not
what?
missing much.
You
I
know what
would
movie
give it a 5 out of 10. My brother saw it.
I saw your
And-
Facebook post.
Yeah. What?
I saw that you gave it 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I did. It was like, oh yeah, by the way, happy friendversary.
Oh,
6 years.
has it?
But my brother saw The Last Jedi, and he saw it on opening night, and he finally saw a Star Wars movie that he didn't like. So every day he's been calling me. He's actually flying home all the way from California, so it's gonna be tonight's dinner conversation. He's like, oh dude, I couldn't fucking believe it, and they did this and they did that. Like, it's like there are other movies that exist, that, right? Like, I love Star Wars too. The original trilogy is one of the greatest things ever, but can we please stop acting like it's like some sort of holy religion and some fallible like Bible?
It's like I don't think that many people went into this film with realistic expectations. I think that like every Star Wars fan that went into this movie was expecting like this is gonna be as good as Episode 5.
Come
Or
on,
something. Like
no.
I think that's
I don't
what
know.
people were expecting out of it.
Does it have to be as good? Like, I kind of actually don't want a Star Wars movie to be as good as Empire, because I don't want to be like, well, I love Empire, but do I love like this movie? It feels like I'm just cheating on a girlfriend at that point if I love another Star Wars movie more than Empire.
I cannot wait for Disney to run the entire fucking franchise into the ground, and then for people to pretend as though they didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And people be like, what? I trusted Disney not to make 8 billion movies, and I trusted them to totally care about the source material above money. Yeah. Okay.
Let them.
I'm just waiting for that to happen. I can't wait for like the trilogy after this trilogy, and just to see what stupid excuse they have for existing. I can't wait for it to get like really old and oversaturated and for everybody to be sick of it.
But it
And then
already
pretend like,
is.
oh, how did this have
It
happened?
already is, though.
It's basically it's we're seeing the beginning of it. We're tasting it. It's not as bad as it will be, trust me.
Yeah. You know that there was an article that was posted like, oh, are people review bombing this movie because it's an alt-right attack? Like apparently,
I saw that.
Wait, what?
apparently there are like some like alt-righters who are mad because this movie has too many strong female characters.
What?
Which I'm like, I won't spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it, but there aren't any. I wish there were, but there aren't any strong female characters in this
just a
movie.
minute.
I'm all for feminism in movies, go for it, but this movie didn't have any.
Who's trying to talk?
Yeah, I just want to point out, I think the echo is coming from Crimes.
Probably.
Crimes. Fix your echo.
Fuck me. Fine. Wait, let me see. How do I do this?
Thank
There,
you.
is that better? Somebody talk?
Ah,
No.
you can still kind of hear
Heard
it.
that?
If you have the easiest way to fix it is just wear headphones.
I wasn't
I'm wearing
saying-
headphones.
You're
I wore
wearing
like 3
headphones.
different pairs of headphones.
Is the audio still coming out of another source?
No.
Is it bleeding out of the
It might not be you, although it seems to have fixed itself somewhat. I can
Is that
kind
better?
of hear it, but
No, I just
My bad.
I wanted to
Sorry.
bring up
No
the
worries.
review bombing thing. I wasn't saying I actually believe it.
yeah, I think yeah, there's a lot of manufactured outrage, and the same thing happened with the last Star Wars film. Is like most people don't really give a shit. Most people really don't give a shit about the things that these articles claim a lot of people give a shit about. They're like, look at all these misogynists freaking out over this. But you're really just giving them more of a voice by covering them, because without your article, no one would know these people exist. Like you're really just putting them on a showcase, and they don't really have power until you say that this is a mainstream thought or something. Like men's rights activists are boycotting Mad Max. Like there was like one guy. There was one blog post on Return of Kings, which is like one of the most insane like far right places you could go. On their website they say like men's rights activists are pussies and shit like that. They're like, we're even further, and it's like you take that, you pretend as though that's like a mainstream opinion, and all of a sudden there's like 20 different articles. It's like, okay, really, all you need is just for one fucking guy to say some stupid shit,
I think it's
and
just
then all of a sudden you're giving them power by covering them. I just think that's fucking
Basically the Rare Pepe effect. Like Rare
oh
Pepe
yeah,
was
like Pepe
considered,
didn't.
like
It's not
you
a
know,
hate symbol unless you
it
decide
wasn't,
it is.
but
This
once
is not a hate
everybody
symbol
decided
unless you
that it
decide
was,
it is, you know, like
one.
Thanks, Hillary.
Yeah.
thanks, Hillary.
Thanks, Obama.
Rasmus
Wait.
was asking what I thought of the Book of Henry. It was pretty funny. It was pretty fucking funny. I don't know if you guys are aware of the Book of Henry. It's from the director of Jurassic World, and it came out in 2015 or 20. No, it came out in 2017.
Brain tumor.
And, it's basically it does not have very good reviews. It was not very successful. Nobody saw it. But there were these posts on my subreddit and some articles that came out of people that said, like, this movie's a mess, but you should see it, sort of thing. And so obviously I was pretty intrigued. And I mean, what I got was not like a colossal failure where I was laughing at everything happening because it was so incompetent. But what it is like a plot that is just so ridiculous for what the tone is. Like it's one of those things where it's like, as you're seeing the sequence of events, it's like you can't even fucking believe that they would make this a movie. You're like, this is actually ridiculous.
What's the Book of Henry?
It's called the Book of Henry. And I mean, I wouldn't feel bad spoiling it, but I guess I won't. Just if somebody wants their own experience. But it's just like it's like if you mixed like 13 Reasons Why and Jigsaw with like some campy, cheesy family movie that is supposed to be endearing and like it's this disastrous tone of a film, and I found out after the fact that the director, and it's like you think I thought it was based off of a book or something, but it was apparently an original script, and the director said that it was a script that he wrote like 15 years ago, and then just like didn't want to do it, and it was supposed to be a dark comedy, but then he was like, nah, I'll do it now. I just didn't want to make a dark comedy, and so it's not a dark comedy, and you can tell that it should be just because of how ridiculous things are. Like, you would never find a seriously toned film that has this kind of a plot, but it exists, and it's kind of funny how things go. It's ridiculous.
I'm looking at the cast list, and it has some credible people.
Naomi
It has Naomi Watts. I like her.
I like her.
Norris is good. And I'm looking at the producer, Adam Richman. So for a second, I'm thinking, is this the same dude who was on the Food Network? Like, is this the guy who ate like 20-inch pizzas in like 10 minutes?
Oh.
Yeah, I think I should do a review on the Book of Henry. I think that would be not a bad idea.
I am.
Sure.
You know what
Probably be
movie
a
I
simple
saw?
thing.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be like a big
This is-
YMS review.
it isn't new, but I saw this movie the other day, The Odd Life of Timothy Green. It was the first time, and it was shit.
Ugh.
The
Never heard of it.
was like- it's some Disney movie that came
a
out-
long time ago. I never saw it, but I know it exists.
Mm.
I just saw the Nostalgia Critic video and it looked really bad.
Like this couple
Mm.
wants a parent, so this couple wants a kid, so they grow a kid in their garden.
Oh,
Wow.
very
What?
strange.
And
Is that how
they're
bad
the worst fucking parents ever.
What?
I think at one point he almost drowns.
Jesus. That's funny. I also saw 9/11 starring Charlie Sheen.
Well, to
And
be
Whoopi
fair, everybody
Goldberg.
saw 9/11.
Well, there's a lot, I mean, there's like kids who were born after 9/11 or like
That is very true.
teenagers now.
But they could have seen the news reports on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but okay, fine.
Plus, they kind of like
that.
they memorize it or like they memorialize it on the day, like at schools across like the country. So
I really I was hoping that the director of the film 9/11, I was hoping that his last name was Bush, so I could say Bush did 9/11, but I wasn't.
But let me see if I get this straight. We have a 9/11 movie with Nicolas
In
Cage in it,
2017.
and now we have a
In
9/11
2017.
movie with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, and Whoopi Goldberg. Don't forget Whoopi
Why are we not
Goldberg.
getting more credible actors to do like our 9/11 movies? You'd think.
Well, I
There's
mean,
another one with
okay, well,
Sheen and Goldberg are cheap.
like the only one that seemed like relatively earnest in any way was probably United 93, and even then I'd probably have to watch it again because I saw it like when it came out, and so I don't really know how good it is or if it's still good. But World Trade Center with Nicolas Cage seemed like a very like studio calculated cash grab to try and capitalize off of a tragedy. And then
it's horrible.
this new 9/11 film that comes out in 2017, it's like you think it's trying to capitalize off of a tragedy still, but it's so late, and also it seems very low budget. It doesn't seem like a studio effort. It seems like some guy was like, oh, I could film an entire movie in an elevator and just use 9/11 as the excuse.
Hasn't
and
this been
that's-
done before?
Or the
It's
devil.
called Devil.
I was
Yeah,
really
Devil.
hoping halfway through the movie, I was like, if this turns into M. Night Shyamalan's Devil, 10 out of 10.
9/11.
Have you ever seen
Oh,
what was that movie? Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close or whatever.
I don't think
it
I
was?
saw it. I think I saw the trailer and I was like, well, this looks like shit, and then never
Yeah.
saw it. I think that's
Oh, I heard of that movie.
Wasn't there a movie with
Was
Robert
that-
Pattinson with
Oh
9/11?
yeah,
Remember me.
the twist ending sort of thing. That
Oh my bad, if I spoiled
I
that on
mean,
accident.
I don't know. That's probably been out 10 years, hasn't it? The only reason I know of that movie is because of that last shot, where it's like, that's the only reason I know of that movie. It's because people have memed it, and basically it's like Robert Pattinson in some dumb, stupid romance movie, and then at the end, it's like, oh yeah, goodbye, and it zooms out and he's in the World Trade Center. It's like this is also right before the planes hit. It like shows a shot of a clock. Oh yeah, it's called Remember Me.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I've
okay,
heard of that.
What a stupid ending. But
I saw that on fucking Ralph's thing.
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
It reminded me of a joke cracked on
How's
the Life is
How's the
Strange.
twist that it's 9/11? Sorry, go on. I'm kind of interested.
Oh,
What
I
were
was
you
just
trying to
saying that ending scene to Remember Me just reminded me of the Adam plays of Life is Strange,
Mm.
where you were cracking the joke that Max was on the airplane and then it cuts away and reveals she's about to crash into the Twin Towers.
Well, she could have prevented 9/11 if she wanted to. Because that's what I was trying to get at.
The selfish bitch. God damn it.
I mean, as soon as you introduce that kind of level of time travel manipulation, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of possibilities for the character that the writers forget about or don't expect you to think about or don't think that anyone will care about.
I don't know
So.
what would she do?
She would call. She would like make a
She would
bomb
call up
threat over the phone. I don't know.
She would call up
yeah,
her
that
pal
makes
Chloe
sense.
and they'd shoot up the plane.
She would like call the airport with the name of the hijacker and like tell them, be like, security, they have a bomb or something, or like get them searched out, and then they would find a box cutter and they'd be like, hey, excuse me, nah, you're arrested.
She does like
That'd be a good idea, right?
in one of the endings. She does let her fucking hometown get destroyed just as she.
Yeah, she is very immoral.
Dog.
She did it for some pussy. She really
Some edgy
chose. She chose pussy over like the lives of
Oh my
all
god!
of her family and friends.
I was
And this is supposed to be like a
think-
decent character.
the
And
part.
think of how much other pussy she could have gotten in Arcadia Bay.
It's really weird when you compare the two endings, and it's like if you choose to save the town, it's like a sad, bad ending. It's like, oh. But then if
But
you
if you save Chloe,
if
it's
you
all
destroy the town and get some pussy, it's like clearly the game is implying that this was the correct choice, and it's just the tone of it is just so like you would any reasonable person with any sense of morality would present it in like maybe a bittersweet kind of way, or like there's some sense of like, hey, I just killed everybody, or I just allowed all these people to die. But the game is like, no, this is fuck those people. Chloe's the only person that matters. You wanted some pussy.
Has
Wait,
anyone played
watching the plays through, I lost my shit on that fucking Victoria scene.
which one?
Oh, where she
Well-
died.
Yeah, that was so.
Oh,
I also lost my shit, but in a different way.
Well, yeah, you were like drunk, I think. Which
As is the only option for that series.
has
You kinda have
has
to
anyone
for
here played
that.
the new Life is Strange, Before the Storm?
Episode
Episode
3? No, I have not, but I'll do it when I get back in town. I'll probably do it like January, early January.
that wasn't my mistress. That was your mom. Dun, dun.
Mm. Yeah, I can't wait. It's a really lovely, great game.
I just spoiled.
It is good. This is different, but I've actually gotten into this anime that a lot of people are into. It's called Black Butler, and I just now got into
Just
it. I
say
feel
Black
bad.
Butler.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
butlers aren't black.
Let's see what this is. Is it
He's a
a
white
2008 anime?
Yeah, he's a white femboy.
It's about this kid who sells his soul to a demon so
In
he can
order
be
to
his
avenge
butler.
his family's death and successfully lead their influential toy manufacturing company. The demon takes the form of a loyal butler who is always dressed in black and is required to protect, serve, and arrive whenever summoned by his young master, Seal?
CL.
CL? C-I-E-L. I don't know how I was supposed to pronounce that.
CL.
Yeah.
I just think of the musician.
Oh. No,
It's actually really good. It sounds dumb,
Okay.
but it's actually
Oh.
really good.
I'll add it to my watch list and watch it in the next 30 years.
My watch list is like 180 something days, so I'm never gonna get to half of it.
Days?
Yeah,
As
the
in
track
you
TV.
totaled the whole amount of
It
time?
totals it for you, like on this website. It totals it for you, and it's like 186 days and like 24 hours. I mean 23 hours.
Is that do you have to add your watch list onto that website manually, or does it take your IMDb watch list?
No, you have to like add your shows manually. Yeah.
Ugh, okay, well then. So much for that. I'm not gonna add 1,200 titles right now.
That sounds like painful, elongated bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently IMDb is turning to shit. Is what everybody's been saying. I don't really
Just jump off that boat.
Yeah, I don't know. I just use it as a place to like organize my lists and ratings, and that's it.
I don't even use IMDb.
Yeah.
I use Letterboxd.
Yeah, a lot of people use a Letterboxd.
Yeah,
Community's trash though.
I actually did set up my own like IMDb account, and I'm like, what's something I have an opinion on? I'm gonna go rate it.
Mm. Yeah,
I
Lucas
plan on
had
binging The Walking Dead eventually, but
Do you really?
yeah,
As in all of it?
yeah, not all at once because I'm not that bad, but yeah,
Oh.
I do
It's not
kind of
really
binging it.
is it?
I'm not gonna
How about
binge
the
it without
Telltale?
getting up. I've already played all the Telltale games.
Oh, Adam,
I don't
have
know
you done?
anybody that still watches that show. Sorry, what's
I
up?
know two people.
Sister.
I was just asking, did you do any of the Telltale games of Walking Dead after season 1?
No, but I
Okay.
feel like I want to continue it just to have a good video for the channel, but I would probably want to like redo season 1, I guess.
Season 3 is shit.
Because like the season 1 Adam Plays video never got finished. It was just one of those things that got abandoned because they weren't being made quickly enough, and then other new series happened, and now it's like at the point like that was like one of the first series, and so it's like the audio quality sucks, and my jokes aren't that funny, and I'm just annoying. So I should probably just do another playthrough. But yeah,
I'm sad right now.
why?
Why?
God damn it. Because I lost my pen from the Disaster Artist premiere. They gave me a
pissed.
pen that said Tommy's Planet,
Oh,
and I was fucking triggered. But I still have my ticket, my stickers. Yeah,
You gave me a spoon.
happy boy.
I got a spoon that says the
They did have a bunch
plastic-
of spoons.
Plastic spoon that said the Disaster Artist on it.
They had a couple of those. They also had footballs with the Disaster Artist.
Nice.
you know, I kind of want to show like my dad and my sister The Room, just because it's such a bad movie, and then I remember the sex scene, and I'm like, do I really?
Yeah.
How old is your sister?
If you're like in a
Well, she's not a
Wow.
child. It just sounds super awkward.
yeah,
My mom.
I probably wouldn't watch the blue is the warmest color with my family.
I watched
My
an
mom-
Try
American
watching
Fantastic.
Irreversible with your family, where 10% of the movie
Yeah.
is a fucking rape scene.
My
Spoilers.
My bad.
My mom saw me watching anime and then she yelled at me because she thought I was watching hentai because she can't tell the difference.
I'm surprised she knows what hentai is.
There is no
Is
difference.
there really a difference, though?
Well, she called it
There
Japanese
isn't.
porn.
Uh,
She yelled, "Are you watching Japanese porn?" And then I had to explain to her for like 30 minutes the difference between anime and hentai.
Just because they're
Okay.
talking Japanese.
I'm back, and like the first thing I heard was like hentai.
She
Like
We're talking about you.
yeah.
Does anybody find it weird that like I don't know? It seems like a lot of Japanese media really glorifies and borderline. I shouldn't even say borderline. I think they straight up do fetishize like younger female characteristics.
Yeah.
Like every even if you have an adult character that's a female in an anime, it's always like the most kid voice you could imagine.
Well, not only that, but it's like she's
all the voice actors are like
looks like she's 16, but she's really 1,000 years old.
oh yeah, those things where it's like loophole.
Yeah.
I know someone who like has a fetish for lolis, and it's weird.
I know people that I don't. You know what? I don't think that there's anything wrong with people who cannot control that sort of thing.
Well,
or it's like if that's what they're into, and it's like clearly there's no victim.
Yeah.
It's like you can't. I mean, it's a drawing, right? So
yeah, it's more like he just parades it around, and then it's just kind of like
yeah,
the lolly parade.
As long as it's not overtly harmful.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah. As long as it's not like actual children.
Like Jared.
It's children, but they're 19. That's the difference.
It's children. No, they're just there's eons old demigods trapped in a 6-year-old's body. It's okay.
It's a loophole. Otherwise, I mean, if you're, I don't know, like you might as well ban midget porn because they're too short, you know.
Yeah.
They're not high enough to ride that ride.
I mean, that's not exclusive to like 1,000-year-olds. Like it's like teenagers, like 18-year-old characters might have the Lolita kind of physique. So you know, it's just an anime aesthetic, I guess.
There's always, I mean, if we're gonna have a law and the law is gonna be at an age, which I agree that law should exist, and just keep it at that. You know, there's no reason to try and claim moral superiority over things that exist outside that ruling. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, people can't really help what they're attracted to, and so you just gotta realize how fortunate you are to not be attracted to something that's illegal. You know, I'm fortunate. I every day I'm like, at least I'm not attracted to children. I'm like, thank God.
That is the shittiest paraphernalia to have ever.
On a happier note, I think I'm finally
It's-
getting a Switch.
Nice. Everybody's getting a Switch, I think.
I really want a Switch. I just want to play Mario Odyssey, and that's it.
Yeah. This will be the first Nintendo console I've considered getting in a long time.
Last one you got?
I saw like that Adam plays.
I haven't. I've never owned a Nintendo console. My parents had a Wii back in the day that I used sometimes when I lived with them, and that was about it. Yeah, I skipped the Wii U obviously because shit. And when the N64 was a big thing, my parents didn't allow us to have video games in the house. It was only until the original Xbox came out that my brother and myself saved that money and bought it, and we were allowed to do that. So yeah, no Nintendo consoles at all. And now it's like, you know, I would have had a Wii U. I would have bought a Wii U, and I would have been streaming things like Super Smash or something. But Nintendo they're real assholes about sharing content. Like they don't want free advertising. They would rather, you know, issue DMCA notices and make your life a living hell just for sharing their content.
Well, that's because Nintendo basically lives in like the Stone Age.
Oh yeah, they live in a bubble.
Like gaming. Like that's why like if you want to like play online with your friends, you have to like post like a 20 character code in like
in some ways it's a cultural thing. It is because they're old Japanese businessmen. But at the same time, Sony has no issues with that. Sony understands the value of sharing content and how it promotes your business. The PS4 was built with a share button into it, right?
PS4 does.
Um,
Sony doesn't like make their own games though, do they?
Switch also has a share button now.
I mean, Sony owns the Uncharted series. I think.
Yeah, I guess there's
Well,
that.
stuff is
Like, I mean, they have exclusive titles.
That's still a naughty dog.
Like
Persona
Persona
5.
Persona 5.
Yeah, Persona 5. I don't think Sony. I mean, that was Atlas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again,
It's Atlas.
It's just
like,
PlayStation exclusive.
Japanese company, so that's why I'm willing to believe that it is a bit of a cultural thing for some reason.
At least
I mean, like if you look at copyright law in Japan, they don't even have parody law exemptions. They don't even have that. Like you can't even claim fair use for parody. So like Japan's kind of like they don't really have the same understanding of fair use or sharing or copyright that pretty much everywhere else does, which is very strange.
I think that's why Nintendo does what it does.
My
because,
back's so sore.
Nintendo is like the most Japanese video game company. Like, you know, there are people all around the world who will play Mario and like Pokemon, but they don't come out with like their own original IPs. They bank on nostalgia and they bank on what's already popular in Japan. Like, I think Sony gets the point where it's like, okay, we got to make new shit. We're going to continue making new IPs and all of this other stuff, and we're going to reach out to like a broader market. It's just my theory. I have no facts to back this up.
But yeah, anyway, so
Sorry, you gave me Herman Cain flashbacks.
nice. Yeah. So this whole debacle because like I don't play games unless I stream them. That's pretty much how I am. Like I give myself one day a week that I can play games on Sundays. And I'm like, okay, I'm forcing myself to take a bit of a break, kind of. And then I do that and I stream it and it's like, okay, I can call this work at the same time. I can turn it into a product. And that makes me justify being able to take a break. Because otherwise, before I had my Twitch stream, I stopped playing games because I was just working on film review and other shit all the time. And so if I can't stream the game without them giving me shit, then it's like, why even own the console? Because I'm never gonna fucking play it. But now with the Switch, it's like portable. I'm thinking like I could play Mario on a flight or something. I don't know. I could bring it to like a hotel or something. So, I mean, that's the first. This will be the first time where, in a while, where a Nintendo console actually is marketing itself as something where I'm thinking like, okay, I can actually use this, you know, because I can't I'm not gonna stream it, which sucks. I would like to stream their shit. I would like to play their games and stream and do that, but they don't want me to apparently. So, same reason why I'm never gonna see a Nicolas Chartier film. Because he keeps suing
I did see
people.
that like Reddit post where you were bitching about Nicolas Chartier, and if that's like, what exactly is his assholery specifically?
So he produced the film The Hurt Locker and Dallas Buyers Club and many other films. And when it first started becoming really obvious that he was doing really shitty things was with The Hurt Locker when he started this whole campaign saying that the only reason that it didn't make as much money as Avatar was because people downloaded it. Failing to realize, first of all, that the film had a very shitty theatrical release. Like, it was impossible to find this film. And so, like, the only way that people could watch it was to download it because it wasn't in theaters. Like, it didn't get a proper distribution. And so,
Wait,
that happened. But anyway, he didn't. Sorry.
Didn't he also try like bribing people at the Oscars or something like that?
Yeah, that was
For the
another
Hurt Locker?
controversy. He got like banned from the Oscars that year because he kept like trying to solicit them and like sending them emails and like telling them to vote for his film, which is like against their rules. And they're like, yeah, you can't show up. And so anyway, he didn't just take it as far as like, oh yeah, this is my excuse for why this didn't make as much money. He started this whole fucking campaign, and I think he's the founder of Voltage Pictures also. He has a very close tie to Voltage Pictures, and I think he like owns them or something. But they essentially got the IP addresses of anybody that was torrenting the film and sent out all of these like legal threats and shakedowns to all of these different people, saying you have to pay anywhere from like, I don't know, $1,000 to $10,000, or else we're going to sue you for like $10 million, sort of thing. And clearly, I mean, like, there's a reason why they're trying to do that to so many people for such a small amount of money, is because the whole point is not to actually take it to court. The whole point is to essentially blackmail them into settling out of court. Because if it makes it to court, you're not gonna sue an individual for downloading a film for more than like the cost of the film. You're not gonna be able to prove in a court that they cost you $1,000 or even $1 million just because they watched a movie that they didn't pay for. Like, that's $12. Sorry. And so that's why a lot of these, that's why the strategy is to keep it out of court, is because, you know, you don't even have to have a verdict. You just have to scare people into giving money. And so that was their strategy, and they did that. They did it a few times with the Hurt Locker. They did it with Dallas Buyers Club. And I'm just thinking, like, you know, it's such a shitty fucking thing to do.
Well,
it's a
not only
shitty
that, but
thing to do.
it's a shitty argument, because it's like, okay, well, you know, the Hurt Locker didn't make as much money as Avatar because all of this pirating, but like Avatar was the more popular movie, so wouldn't like the raw number of like downloads be greater?
I think Avatar was probably more pirated than the Hurt Locker, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I make it a fucking point. If he's producing a movie, I'm like less likely to see it. I did see Dallas Buyers Club, but I was just like, I saw it very reluctantly. I don't want to see a movie from him, and I don't think it's a really shitty thing to do. And so that was listed on his Wikipedia page under his controversies, and then all of a sudden, that part gets edited out of the Wikipedia page. And if you look in the logs for the edits, it's from a California-based IP address, and I'm like, okay, that's very interesting that information is missing now. Yeah, I would love to, if he gets caught in another like controversy, I would love to make a fucking video about this asshole, because it's like it's so, you're so anti-consumer at that point, because you don't, I mean, like, when somebody downloads your movie, you don't know if they bought it afterwards. You don't know if it's like a try before you buy situation. You don't know if like their download resulted in their friend watching it and their friend bought it. I mean, like, it's literally never been proven that piracy has a negative impact on the sales of the film industry or the music industry. If that were the case, then they'd both be dead right now.
Well,
If that were the case, they'd both be dead right now.
It does prevent anything, because, you know, it allows people who wouldn't otherwise have seen the movie. Like, I won't lie, I didn't see Toy Story 3 in theaters. I saw it on a bootleg site, but I liked it. So I was like, okay, well, it was worth my money, so I'll just purchase a ticket on Fandango.
Yeah.
I didn't go see it again, but because that would be unfair.
The people that are never going to buy it were not going to buy it anyway. You know, like that's
the most pirated TV series of all time is Game of Thrones, and as we
because
all
it's
know,
HBO.
They can't make any money. Game of Thrones. It's such a poor, low-budget show.
Well, yeah, it's like, and that makes sense, because it's like, not only is it popular, but it's HBO. So it's like you have to pay for a separate service that, you know, it's more complicated. You know, piracy. The numbers of piracy significantly dropped as soon as we saw Netflix and streaming services, because piracy was never a theft issue. It's always been a service issue, and Gabe Newell has come out and said that before too. So, you know, for when you have a film that exists and it's inaccessible towards people being able to get it. If it's like, oh, I have to go to a theater to get it, I have to pay like $15, or like I can buy the Blu-ray, but it only works in a different country for no reason, and like all this stupid DRM bullshit, overcomplicating the way that people would want to just purchase a product. Then all of a sudden a service like Netflix comes along and it's like, okay, pay $10 a month, you get all these movies. Simple, free, well, not free, simple, easy, cheap, etc. Then all of a sudden you see the numbers go down. When Gabe Newell was introducing Steam to different countries, one thing that he was told over and over again was like, don't even bother with Russia. They're just a bunch of pirates. Don't even bother implementing Steam in Russia, because they're not going to buy your game. They're not interested in purchasing games. And then what he found out, all of a sudden, Steam gets launched in Russia, and they're like one of the biggest markets for Steam and gaming, and like that's where all the fucking Dota players are, right? And it turns out that the reason why they were pirating all those games was because it's like, oh, you have to wait like a month after America gets it, and you have to pay like a ridiculous amount of money, and it only works on this machine, and it's going to stop working if you have this program installed. Like, there's so many instances of DRM just fucking over consumers in a way where it'll be like, oh, you have this software installed, we think you're going to pirate the game, when it's like you could have very legitimate reasons to use that software, and you know, like the region locking on Blu-ray players and all that fucking nonsense, and like unskippable trailers. Like, okay, well, the pirate is offering me a much better product. The pirate is offering me a convenient way to watch this film where I just click a button and it plays, and I don't have to worry about compatibility on different machines. So how are you expecting people to want to pay for a product that is worse than the product that the pirates are giving them for free? You know, that's always been the issue.
The more you fight piracy with DRM, the worse the piracy gets.
Of course, because DRM only affects like, you don't get DRM if you pirated something. Like, the only way that you can ever experience how shitty DRM is if you're an actual customer. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, maybe I should start fucking pirating if they're going to do this shit. You know, like, it's so ridiculous. I'm glad to, you know, I still love physical media as like a collector's item sort of thing. And, you know, obviously this is my job, and I have like a region-free Blu-ray player and everything, and I'm glad to have it, and it works well for me. But like, I can't fucking blame people that pirate everything they see. I can't blame them. Like, not everybody wants to spend money on an extra Blu-ray player just to play fucking things that you should be able to anyway. You know, like they don't DRM music CDs. You know, like why not? You don't DRM books.
Some places even brag about how they have no DRM, like Humble Bundle.
Oh yeah, it's a good selling point. It convinces people are more likely to want to purchase it if it doesn't have that stupid bullshit.
Not only that, but it's more. But it really sells the point of, we didn't necessarily make this just for the money. We made it because we wanted to. We wanted it because we know that people are interested in trying it anyway.
Well, the problem is the distributors do make it only for the money. The producers and distributors and the film studios, they are literally only in it for the money. So that's part of the problem. But I mean, what they fail to realize is that you make more money by being more consumer friendly. You know, Steam is widely successful. You know, Steam is a consumer friendly service, especially compared to the alternatives that, you know, that were commonplace before Steam existed, where it was literally just you had to buy a physical CD and blah 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 DRM bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that people like Nicolas Chartier are still trying to argue for things that are just not factual. Like the evidence is overwhelming that you're full of shit. And it's funny that this is what, like, that you've based your entire crusade on this. And I mean, he's literally just trying to extort money from people. He's literally just doing legal shakedowns that never even make it into court, and trying to intimidate people into giving him money. And I just, like, is that why you even produce films, is so you can do that? Like, do you not have like any kind of interest in the movie or anything? Like, why You're just not happy with the amount of money that you're paid as a fucking producer when your movie
Is
a
he not
success.
happy with his Oscar wins and nods? Like that's like the biggest way. That's like a great selling point for like making money. It's like now starring Academy Award winning actor Jared Leto. Like that. Whenever the Academy Awards is a promotion event, like you get a raise and you get a raise and you get a raise.
I think that I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like if that were more widely known information, like if he was a household name because of that shit, I don't think many people would want to work with him. And I think he knows that too. And I think whoever took that off of his fucking Wikipedia page knows that too.
Do you think that it was
disgusting? Like what? Like otherwise, everybody else in fucking Hollywood would be doing the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like clearly, the people see that as something that's not kosher. You know.
I have a question for you, Adam. In regards to all that talk about DRM and piracy thing, where do you think Let's Plays fall under the scale of like fair use and whatnot?
The legal argument for Let's Plays is that by inputting your own experience into the game, you are therefore adding something to it. So it is transformative by nature because your playthrough is going to be different than every other one that exists. It's transformative by nature because you are inputting your own information into the game before you're even capturing it. So that same argument could not be made for cutscenes. So if you wanted to stick like really strictly towards fair use guidelines when playing video games, then I would suggest not even, not uploading the cutscene parts. But as we see right now, even with that argument aside, even if it was found in court to not be considered fair use, which I don't think that would be the case in this current year, especially, video game companies understand the benefit of having their product advertised for free, more than film companies, obviously.
That's why Nintendo hired the Game Grumps to do a fucking commercial for them.
Oh, they hired them? Fuck.
Yeah, or maybe I know Aaron was there. I forget. Like I don't watch Game Grumps. Like I don't really have that much of an interest in Let's Plays because I'd just rather be playing the game. But I understand the art and effort that gets into it that like I can appreciate from a distance.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I would never fucking do a fucking video for Nintendo and pretend like they're not doing practices that are contradictory towards the business that I run.
Well, I mean, I guess Ego Raptor's like a biased Nintendo fan, so I guess.
Of course, I mean, I like the guy. He's a nice guy. I would totally
do it. I'm a biased Nintendo fan.
I know it. Their fucking Nintendo partner program or whatever bullshit where they're like, oh yeah, we'll let you stream our games, but we want to keep 60% of your revenue.
The Nintendo creator program was just straight up a protection racket.
Fucking bullshit.
You're paying money to not get fucked.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about video games,
then they have the ability to decide which videos you can even publish. So like if you're a part of the program, you have to get like pre-approved. Essentially, like if you had a review of a Nintendo game where you said something negative about it, they'd be like, no. Which is I hate them as a company. I fucking hate them.
They just make good games, like Mario.
Supposedly, they make a lot of the same game over and over. But I'm like, I would like to see the new Zelda and the new Mario.
The new Zelda.
I would love to see them.
Yeah, I heard good things about. I mean, yeah, they're.
I played the new Zelda on the Wii U.
They seem great
because people forgot it came out on the Wii U.
No one forgot. It's just nobody wants the Wii U.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I didn't have the Switch and I had the Wii U, so I got Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and it was. It was okay,
Wii U, more like PU. Gross.
Got him.
Got him.
So triggered.
Speaking of,
like
about games,
more like Wii useless.
Brazinga.
Since we're talking about games, has there ever been like a good video game movie that's actually good and not like ironically good, like the Mortal Kombat movie?
I don't know about movies, but I actually really liked the Castlevania TV show on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I still have to see that.
You know, it's a really
Is there
good
only,
video
like, 4
game movie.
episodes? What?
Pixels, starring Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
And Josh Gad.
Tyler
Is it
Cooper
called-
sent a
And directed by the
donation.
dude who made Home Alone and Harry Potter, because somebody thought that this was a good idea.
The best part was when Pac-Man ate that guy's hand XD. It was
Tyler
hilarious.
Cooper
It was
says,
hilarious.
"You the best, Adam. Merry Christmas." That was a super chat. Thank you so much, Tyler. I very much appreciate it.
There's-
D.
There's also they're making a Sonic movie that's probably going to be shit because it's being made by Sony, and I
Oh
bet
my
it's
God.
going to be
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Smurfs.
I
That
can't
reminds me.
wait. It's gonna be so cringy.
Dude,
How is it not going to be? I
It's
can't
gonna be like Sonic's like, whoa, I'm in the real world. What's that? Is that a human?
chili dog.
Okay. I saw a trailer for a fucking Sly Cooper movie, and it was the ugliest shit I've
Oh
ever.
yeah, that came out
Was
like
it-
Murray
2013.
gave me nightmares.
Is that a thing that right now? Is that like a new thing?
It was a thing like a few years ago. That came out like 2016.
Oh.
That trailer came out like
Oh, it's
2016.
already out.
I saw it recently.
Oh, what the?
It's
Wait.
not. It's not an actual
What?
movie.
It's-
It was supposed to come out, but it never did. I think it
Oh.
got canceled.
Now I'm seeing 1 month ago. Sly Cooper trailer number 1,
I just saw
2018
the
animated
trailer.
movie is what it
It's
says.
but it's the same trailer that came
So
out.
apparently
like
this might still be
2014.
coming out.
If it is, they should have made the Popeye movie. That would have been better than the fucking.
This is uploaded on the Movie Access Trailers verified account.
Hey, here's
It
the
is?
fun
So this
fact
might actually
about
be
the Popeye
happening.
Movie.
Oh shit!
Here's
Sorry,
the Popeye movie. They canceled it for
Did you
the
say
emoji.
Popeye?
Yeah, they canceled the Popeye movie for the Emoji movie, and that.
There was already a Popeye movie, and it had Shelley Duvall.
And it's directed by
Got him.
Robert Altman, of all
It had
people.
Robin Williams as Popeye.
Like, it's all talented people, but like the wrong movie. Like, you can't have, Mr. McCabe and Mrs. Miller guy direct Popeye. You just can't.
I'm watching this Sly Cooper trailer right now. I don't like how they made his face, but
Have you
it's
seen
not
it?
as bad as I was expecting. It doesn't look. It doesn't. I mean, it's nothing I would watch. It's nothing that looks great, but
I don't like any of it, but
I mean, it doesn't look like the shittiest thing in the world for what it's trying to do. I guess like the
My guess it would be
camera
like
movement in that scene is kind of interesting. I guess, but
It doesn't look.
It's no
I
summer.
watched the
It's
trailer
okay.
for the new Woody Woodpecker movie that's coming out. That looks like actual cancer.
What the
that
fuck?
There's
When's
some
the
weird
Woody
looking-
Woodpecker
Whoa,
movie?
Woodpecker looks
Oh.
ugly.
Yeah, check it out. There's
When's
a trailer.
that coming out?
Oh fuck!
2018. Yeah, live
Oh, no.
action. He's like a CG boy, and he's terrorizing real people. And
Has
it
anyone
looks like
seen,
I don't
the-
understand. It looks like a very terribly rendered
Oh!
like video game.
I'll look at.
thing.
I'm on
Like,
my
I don't understand how
phone,
it
so I
looks
won't
so
look it up
shitty.
right now.
Like the animation looks awful.
Has anyone
It
seen
looks
the new
terrible.
Chucky movie that came out in like October? That was bad.
I did.
Yeah, it came out in like October. It was called Cult of Chucky.
Oh, was the subtitle Chucky Got Cucky?
Oh, of course.
I would watch
It wasn't as bad as like Seed, where it was just shit, but it wasn't great. It was like
Yeah, this Woody Woodpecker thing looks like actual cancer. I hope you're watching the trailer too.
that. I am.
I'm
It's
gonna
it's-
watch it.
it's-
When
but I haven't seen a trailer this bad in a long time.
I like myself too
Or
I'll
much
like-
watch it after
to
the
watch
Halloween
it.
movie,
I'll-
so.
I'll watch it if I can be accompanied by my boy Smirnoff.
Mm.
I'll definitely like.
My boy
I heard they're
Dylan.
making a movie based off of Peeps, like the candy marshmallow things. They're gonna make a movie based off of that.
I'm glad.
You're making Peeps the movie.
I think there's
Yeah,
also,
a movie based
like,
off of Peeps. It's probably
Wow.
gonna be shit.
I think there's also an emoji musical thing.
They should
Good.
make a They should make a movie based off of Reese's Cups next.
They should.
I
I
should
mean,
hide
yeah,
them.
Hollywood's gonna
Reese's
exhaust every
Cups,
single
Reese's
fucking IP
Cups.
that exists. So
And the subject of video.
left untouched.
I'm gonna make a movie one day, and it's gonna be all about lint rollers. Lint rollers, the movie.
I'm gonna make a movie about lamp shaders.
I swear, I can roll something other than lint. You just gotta
No, it
believe
has
in
to be-
yourself.
There
Sounds
has to be
like
some sort of like IP though, not just like a product. You can have like fidget spinner movie though.
An M&M movie.
I've
Wait,
seen
they
that
can make it.
joke,
They could actually make a movie based off the M&Ms because all the M&Ms have defined personalities at least.
Yeah, but
They
but
can make
man.
the Eggo waffle movie.
every Eminem will be voiced by the rapper Eminem. I mean, it would be
Oh,
just so
no.
fitting.
Okay, I would go see
And
it
he's always-
if in the movie he says, "Kick you in the cunt so hard you queef like a whoopee cushion."
Wow.
What?
Is that a line from his new
Weird.
album?
I don't know if it's from the new
Was
one.
that from his Trump video?
My sister just had
And
it
he's
on the
orange.
bar, and that was the weirdest shit.
Yeah, Eminem's gone downhill.
Yeah.
I've really not
If
been interested
Eminem
in
stops-
anything he's been doing since like
Yeah.
Encore, and even Encore was kind of bad.
I
was
just don't
about
like
to say
rap in
that.
general.
He's
So.
one of the prime examples of somebody who could have ended on a high note, like with
Okay,
Aerosmith.
I know this came out last
Aerosmith
year.
Yeah, why don't you
ended
just
their career in
fucking
the
kill
80s.
himself?
They would have been known as one of the greatest bands ever.
Okay, I know this came out last year, but why did they fucking like make a sequel to the shitty Alice in Wonderland movie that was had Johnny Depp? Like
Probably
was
'cause it
shitty
made
in
money.
general.
Probably because it
What?
made money.
But then why did they wait so long to do it in the first place? It took them like 7 years to make a sequel to a movie no one
Did
wanted.
it? The Tim Burton thing?
Yeah,
Came out in like
It
2010.
didn't take that long.
it came out like to 2010. The last and then the last one came out like last year, I think.
2016. That's 6 years.
If you make
I mean, there's so much fucking like CG and mocap stuff going on in that movie that I'm not surprised it took him a while.
They need to
Oh
make
wow,
a
this
sequel.
one, the sequel was directed by James Bobbin, not even Tim Burton.
Oh,
They need to have. They need
It
to
was
make
one
a
of those
sequel
movies
to,
where people are like, "Dude, you got to go to the theater on mushrooms," like, and that's the only reason people saw it, is because people are like, "Dude, it's gonna be so
I don't-
trippy."
I don't even know if they were taking shrooms. If they could just like pay attention with what was going on.
One time I got caught sneaking candy into a movie theater and I got kicked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
You
That's
horrible,
really weird,
horrible
you know?
person.
I think I've never like I always sneak shit in. I do support local theater chains that that serve drinks and all that shit, because I want to see them still survive. Independent theater chains especially, but for the most part, like food, and if you're not gonna serve alcohol at your theater, I'm gonna bring in alcohol because I'm an alkie. But yeah, I mean, like for the most part, as long as you don't make it super obvious, like I don't know. At least my experience here in Canada, like people don't give a shit.
Yeah, this was a Malco.
They're like, I don't get paid enough, or like they don't care.
Yeah.
But the thing
it's
is, this was a
mostly just
Malco,
don't
and Malco
care.
is already rich because their theaters are actually good.
Yeah.
We have like we don't have any local theaters. We just have like the two major ones. We have Cinemark and a Malco. Except our Cinemark sucks because it's been around for like 20 years, and the fucking seats have like food stands all over them, and they won't even clean them, and it's just a fucking awful theater in general. But then the Malco is actually really good.
Man, I can't wait to see Pottersville. There was a list. I think it was the AV Club, the 20 worst films of 2017. It's a pretty good article. I'll share it there. And so I basically a couple weeks ago just used that as a reference of like, okay, what haven't I seen from here that looks like it could be funny? And so that's why I watched 9/11 and Book of Henry, is because these were the ones where I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to see these ones.
I need to confess something. When I saw your quickie for the snowman, the first thing I thought is that the hairy hole thing, you edited the page for like a gag, and then I read it and I lost my shit in front of my family.
Oh no.
I was tackling hard.
It's funny. Apparently it was like a weird translation too. Somebody said in the comments, like, in the original book it was like Norwegian. It was supposed to be like Harry Hole, or like some sort of weird other pronunciation that wasn't accurately carried through in the film. And so the only reason it was like Harry Hole is because they just did a shitty job carrying it over, and just what a mess.
How do you do that?
I first heard of that movie when I was like exercising at the gym, because it's like really the only time I watch TV, because like it's the only part of my day where I just don't allow where like I allow myself to just shut my brain off. So like I'm running around on the treadmill and I'm seeing the trailer for this Snowman movie and I'm see the words Martin Scorsese, and for a second I think that he directed it. It's like, did he lose a bet or something? Like, why would Marty be doing this?
He like started directing it and then jumped ship.
Why?
Is what happened. Why? I don't know.
I can understand why.
He's probably like, this is bullshit. Amityville: The Awakening is one that I haven't seen yet that I'm planning on checking out.
That was garbage.
It made on its opening weekend it made $742.
Also, there was
because of the Weinstein bullshit.
What? Is that why? That was really?
Yeah, that's apparently the reason. Plus, like, poor marketing.
I mean, yeah, marketing would be the biggest reason. I think whoever said it, the Weinstein thing is just looking for an excuse. But
it was just kind of both.
I mean, so it got delayed in the U.S. It was released in like 2 places, like Brazil or something. And then it didn't do well there. And so then when they released it in the U.S. like a month later or whatever, they didn't distribute. They didn't have as wide of a theatrical release as they probably would have if they didn't see what they should be expecting in those other countries first. So yeah, it wasn't put into that many theaters. It made only $742 because like they pretty much were expecting like nobody would want to watch it anyway, and I guess they were right. But it was an average of like 6 people per theater or something stupid like that.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it wasn't that many theaters.
Have you seen the Bye Bye Man?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I want to see Leatherface. It's funny that Jigsaw isn't on this list, but you know what? These movies are probably all worse than Jigsaw.
Hey, you boys, have y'all seen Bright yet?
Have we all seen
Lego? Have y'all seen Bright yet? The new David Ayer movie
I saw Bright.
on Netflix.
Awful.
It was amazingly bad.
I don't think I've ever. The only Netflix movie I ever saw, like a Netflix original movie I saw besides the Death Note movie, was this movie called The Do-Over with Adam Sandler and someone else. It was shit.
I'm sorry, I just gagged.
Hold on.
That was pretty bad.
Sounded like a fart.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to blame the victim, but you saw Adam Sandler in a movie and you decided to watch it.
Yeah, that's what I think I've made that criticism before. Just
that's like getting into a van that says free candy.
Yeah, like all the fucking reviewers that are like, I just saw Pixels and it was so bad. I'm like, well, like you knew what you were getting into here. Like that's a movie that nobody needs to watch or review because everybody knows exactly what it's going to be. You know.
Adam Sandler must be cheap as fuck at this point to get though, like for a movie.
I don't know because his movies are very successful. As much as everybody hates them, there's a little thing called Middle America that loves his films.
Ha ha ha.
Did anyone watch the Meyerowitz?
You should see how bad it is.
Yeah,
like
I was
down
gonna
here in the
mention
South.
stories.
Did anybody watch what?
The Meyerowitz stories.
Yeah, it was really good.
Dustin Hoffman and
It
Adam
was okay.
Sandler.
I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but
I like that a lot. It was really well written.
I haven't.
I don't know if I should watch it or not.
the acting for the
still
most part is pretty
haven't
good.
Alright.
It's got
still
the
haven't
same
seen-
style as. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying I still haven't seen Thor Ragnarok. Is that good? Like, was it good?
People say it is. I
Yeah.
haven't seen
Did you
it.
see it?
At this, yeah, I saw it. At this point, Marvel movies are like comedies. I'd give Ragnarok a 6.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was excited because of the guy from What We Do in the Shadows and Hunt for the Older People.
Taika
'cause-
Waititi or whatever.
But
I just
yeah.
like skipped out on it.
It was
It's the only one I look forward to, but I never saw it.
And yeah,
I saw-
Yeah. A director is like no reason for me to watch a Marvel film because you don't see much of the director in the film.
It's like a Snapchat
Apparently
filter. They put it
Ragnarok
there.
is like the closest.
With Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen Ragnarok, but apparently it was the closest of like the closest you would get to a deviation from the standard Marvel.
I'm gonna say that
Well-
it's the only Thor movie I liked.
heard the
not
second
saying
one was
very
shit.
much.
I thought
Yeah.
the first Thor was boring as shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, the second one was boring as fuck. I saw it. It was bad.
It's horrendous. Thor
Like
2.
the only Marvel movies that I don't like are Iron Man 2 and Thor 2 and the first Captain America.
I despise Iron Man 3.
2, 3.
Is it because
Iron
of
Man
the
3 was
the
funny.
thing?
I remember laughing in the theater.
I watched it with my
There's
aunt.
been,
She
like
loved
one
it.
Marvel movie that I haven't seen once and been like, okay, well, I need to see it again.
Guardians of the Galaxy
Like,
2 made me laugh. If that means anything.
Like that genuine of an interest. Like I've always found like the Avengers to be a movie where it's like you will go in the weekend, then you see it, then you talk about it at work for like 5 minutes, and then you're done.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
Ultron,
I hear I'm probably being unfair because I hear like Captain, like not Captain America, but Avengers was good.
after Ultron, I'm just really nervous about Infinity War.
I'm really, yeah. I mean,
it's being directed
don't
by
like Iron Man the character, so it's like all these fucking ensemble films, like the Avengers. I know that he's just going to be the main guy in it, and I'm not. Makes me less interested to see it.
I hope that Iron Man dies.
I hope he dies. Also,
Probably will.
I hope they
Isn't
just
it-
kill
Probably
his
will. I
character.
heard that Robert Downey Jr.'s contract is ending, or
But
maybe
he
it already
was
ended.
the
Yeah, who knows?
best part of Spider-Man.
I loved how they shoved Iron Man into Spider-Man just because, hey, it's Iron Man.
Well, yeah, it's the whole point of the new Spider-Man was like, we're Marvel now.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can watch Spider-Man again.
It's better than the Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's something.
Yeah, I mean, most Spider-Man movies are better than the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Stubbing your toe
Most.
on bed is better than Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Nah,
Yeah.
I hate stubbing my toe. Stubbing my toe at like the middle of the night when it's cold outside, that hurts. I'd rather
Do you
watch
get outside barefooted?
like I don't know, like sometimes it's cold in my house because I like to keep the AC down so like I can sleep with like, pillows and like sheets and like comforters. I like to
That's
make
why
mountains
I always wear
out of my
slippers.
bed so I can get maximum comfort.
My
Sometimes
back
I
is in
just-
pain.
I also have to wear slippers anyways because I just got a new dog and he still shits everywhere in the house. So I have to make sure I don't step in dog shit. So it's like I'm just gonna wear slippers.
I wonder what Mark Webb's doing. Let's see what Mark Webb's up to.
He just did The Boy That Lives in New York.
I gotta say, one of the funniest fucking things, like Ralph puts it in pretty much all of his reviews, but that thing of Mark Webb going, great, got it, great.
Yeah.
Oh god. Mark Webb is a
That's a
better
classic.
music video director than he is a movie director.
I still need to
I'm
watch.
just
I like
noticing.
the videos that he did with like My Chemical Romance back in the day. Like I think that he should have just stuck to that.
Yeah, I'm
I still
literally.
need to watch-
full-length movies is not his fault. Is not his forte.
I'm just now noticing that one of the films in that 80 Club list is the only living boy in New York,
Haven't seen it.
of one of the worst movies of the year, and that's a Mark Webb film. So now I want to see it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
there you go.
Because now it's like, oh, I wonder if this will be that stupid.
Great,
Maybe it's
got it.
YMS reviews material.
Gifted.
Yeah, fall from grace.
I got gifted.
Let's see.
The last
Not seen
time.
Gifted.
Wait, let's see. I still need to watch I Ate Everything's non-DreamWorks collection, whatever it's called.
Yes. Man, Sean Connery. Or sorry, not Sean Connery. What's his name?
Penn.
No. What's his name? Pierce Brosnan.
Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
IT.
He has not been getting a lot of good work recently. He's
He's
only
never
been in good
The Sun.
movies.
deserves it for Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Mamma Mia was like
yeah.
the last movie he was in where anybody
Yeah,
could
he
stomach
sang
it.
in that one.
No, wait. Actually,
That's a
I take
sequel.
that back. Fucking Ghost Writer. The Ghost Writer.
Oh
He
yeah,
was good in that.
Ghost Rider?
Return.
The Ghost Writer.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing with the
Roman
unions.
Polanski.
Yeah. That was a really
Ghost
good
Dad
Roman
with Bill
Polanski.
Cosby.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a Roman
Ghost Dad.
Ghost Dad? What?
Yeah,
Yep,
the Bill
there's
Cosby
a
movie.
Bill Cosby movie called Ghost Dad.
He dies because like
Oh.
there's like a Satanist cab driver, and then the cab driver throws him.
Spoilers.
Oh my god, I have to see
It's
this.
a movie where
Yeah.
Bill Cosby dies a horrible death, and it's a family-friendly comedy.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh,
And he becomes
I'll
like
watch
a
this.
ghost dad, and he haunts his family.
Which
Is that the prequel to Ghost Dog?
It's a prequel to the
Sci-fi.
Shaggy Dog.
Oh my god, I'm watching the trailer for this right now. It's pretty funny.
distinct.
There we go.
He's just teleporting through walls now, and it's really funny.
It's like that movie
not a
Jack
power
Frost,
Bill
where like
Cosby could ever have.
like-
Oh, the fourth Santa
it's like that
Claus
movie
movie.
Jack Frost where Michael
This
Keaton
is amazing.
played the snowman. Like the dad died. That
My
Michael
God,
Keaton
I
played
really
and
wanna see
possessed a
this.
snowman.
And Henry Rollins.
Ghost Dad, holy
Very
shit.
cold.
It's like
Oh, that was Jack
awesome.
Frost, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie was
for some reason.
beautiful.
Yes.
Nips the
There's
kid
also
on the nose.
It's like
there's also another
my
horror
earliest
movie called
memories
Jack
of
Frost.
watching a movie with my
Ah.
family.
There's the Shin Megami Tensei character named Jack Frost.
Yeah,
The horror
Oh.
movie Jack Frost is just Chucky, but a snowman.
Oh yes, I remember watching this with my, and I remember my dad being very upset that that the film would portray a situation where the dead dad comes back to life. He's like, it's not when someone dies, they die for real.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I was so young. I remember.
If you die in the game, you die in real
Real
life.
life.
I don't remember what fucking movie it was, but I do remember seeing a film where, through the sheer power of will, some kid wishes their family member back to life.
It is a strange concept
It's a
to
bad.
like put onto kids, especially to like get them to be like, oh yeah, you can just wish them back.
Hey,
Death isn't
Adam,
real.
do you think that the Halloween remake is going to be good? The one that's coming out next year?
Another one?
Oh, there's another remake.
Who's
Yeah, they're making
directing
another
it?
one.
Weird. I don't think it's gonna be good. Who the fuck? Let's look it up, I guess.
Adam Wingard is directing it.
I never liked
really?
Halloween, so I probably won't like it
That'd be
ever.
funny.
I can
The Rob
appreciate
Zombie
that
one
Halloween
was shit.
just never
The
was
only
a-
Halloween movie I like.
David
is the
Gordon
first one.
Green. Where do I
Yeah.
know that name? David Gordon Green. Let's see.
He did no wait. Did he do Stronger this year?
He directed Joe. Let's
What?
see.
What's
Pineapple
Joe?
Express.
Yeah.
I'm
David Stronger.
He did Pineapple Express.
Oh no,
Mm.
this fucking guy. He's not very good. Why are you okay?
Oh.
Has-
all right,
has
David
he,
Gordon
Has he done any
Green.
good movies?
No.
what Adam Wingard is up to.
Well,
He's
he's
doing-
up to.
God.
He's about to fucking ruin I Saw the Devil. Is what he's up to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Joe.
Fucking-
I saw the
Jesus
devil.
Christ, Sarah.
yeah, really good Korean movie that you should watch before you watch Adam Wingard bastardize it.
Man, I can't wait until they remake. Until they do a Chucky versus Leprechaun.
Fuck my life.
Just give Adam Wingard every movie franchise and see how that turns out.
The new Star Wars movie
Fucking
directed
give
by
him
Adam
Star Wars.
Wingard.
Yeah.
You're an
So he's
ass.
done Gorilla versus
Death
Kong,
Row.
which is a weird thing for him to be
Jesus
doing. but okay.
Christ.
Wait,
Dude,
Any
aren't they? Yeah, the Godzilla versus King Kong movie. I heard that's like, isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
yeah, he's directing it. Adam Wingard.
That's
And
probably
he's
gonna
also
be shit.
directing a
And it's
remake
dead.
of I Saw the Devil. And he's
If
just
Adam
was
Wingard
like
is associated, it's dead.
he's never
I
made a
liked
good movie.
Kong.
James L. McHugh.
He's never made a good movie.
I'm actually a little disappointed. By the time I heard about the Death Note controversy, he had already shut down his Twitter.
Oh yeah,
Did he do Death Note?
I archived a few of his
Oops.
tweets,
Really?
but it was really funny.
I did see your stream with like Pan Pizza, was it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Aziza.
Yeah, it was funny. He was like, everybody who doesn't like the new movie is just a troll. And then people were like, do you see how that might not be a good way of approaching the situation? What if some people have legitimate criticisms? And then he would like tweet them and do the quote tweet thing and show everybody, like send it to all of his followers and be like, haha, look how bad I'm getting to these trolls. No one would be upset at me saying that original thing unless they're also a troll. And it's like, okay, well, you live in
What?
your little bubble. You have fun. You have fun with that logic that you can never disprove. You know,
Well-
if everyone's a troll, and then all of a sudden it's like, don't you see what's wrong with saying that? No, you're just a troll too. Only trolls would have an issue with me calling everyone a troll.
Didn't
I
Dwayne Johnson do that?
I love delusional people like that, where they make something and they think they're hot shit when they're the worst thing ever.
Oh,
Jeremy, heading out?
I'm in.
It's so
Hi.
fucking
Shit.
funny.
What?
I guess I'm in here now.
Heading out.
Hello.
I see. Oh wait, John Pryor left. Oh, never mind.
I had to go
Yes.
for a
I didn't
minute.
see John's
Time
message.
You did.
Well,
Like I wasn't leaving.
thank you, John.
Oh,
Peace.
look what,
John. No,
My
worries.
headset right now.
Peace.
One
what
sec.
came in the mail. Look what came in the mail as a Christmas present. Hold on, let me flip my camera around.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to flip my camera.
this
There it
headset.
goes.
There we go.
Well, look
The
what
Lion
came in the
King
mail.
2, Simba
Oh,
Simba
no!
Sky.
Oh no!
Oh,
What
no.
the fuck is that?
And also,
Only,
hold on, I got
only
something else.
furries like
Furry.
that movie. Only
Furry.
furries like that movie. It's one of those movies that like only fucking
Adam.
furries like.
You
Nobody else.
Adam.
I hate that movie. It's so
I
bad.
got another movie. I can't find it, but I also got The Lion King 1.5, the one starring Timon and Pumbaa.
I didn't even try watching
Why
it,
not?
but
Isn't there like a new Lion King TV show out now? Is it,
Yeah, it's like The
Pride
Lion Guard.
Something? Yeah, that's it. The
oh
Lion Guard.
yeah.
It's a
like
TV
Simba's
show.
grandson, I think.
I don't
It's
know.
like-
There's that.
Is the Lion King just gonna go on forever with like, oh, it's his great grandson?
I mean, you know, that's not even like that bad. If you're gonna have like stupid fucking kids show or whatever, like loosely related to it, whatever.
I watched it if the lions like reach civilization in the far future, and the
Oh, yeah.
plot was still
That's
going.
all.
Oof.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
remake
here.
of the Lion King movie, unfortunately, coming out.
Wait, is it a live action one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a live action.
They're-
It has
they're
Brad
making-
Pitt.
I-
Jon Favreau
Because I know they have
directed
the
Jungle Book.
I know they have the Lion King. Which Jungle Book? The recent one or the
Recent one.
Oh, okay. I didn't mind that film.
The new one was
much.
good.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. But
It was okay.
the issue is that there's like literally no reason for the Lion King to be remade. You know what's also funny?
I can't wait
So
until
like directed,
What?
he directed the Jungle Book 2016. There's also a Jungle Book movie coming out 2018, directed by Andy Serkis.
Yep.
What?
There's another, yeah,
guys star, then please.
another the
They're
Jungle Book
remaking it again.
coming out.
You know
Yes,
a film that
but it's like
that
different-
got
like ownership, right? Because it's like, yeah, I think it's a public domain story, and
Yes.
they were just both being made
Yeah.
at the same time, and
Oof.
so it's like,
Allegedly,
oops.
there's a new like live action Aladdin movie, and Will Smith.
I
is-
heard rumors about that.
Is
Live
Will Smith
action
playing the
Aladdin?
genie?
You know,
With Will
live action
Smith.
Aladdin might not be a bad. I mean, that's something that could translate
But
well
you,
to live.
you can't
action, I
really
guess.
replace Robin Williams as the genie.
I can't wait
He
till they
made
get,
those movies. So
Homer
much.
What-
Simpson to voice the genie.
You can
in the new
replace
one.
him with Jaden Smith.
Yeah. Oh no.
Wait, will Will Smith play?
Why don't
Take
we
a
replace him?
play
knee,
Jasmine?
genie. Take a knee.
We should replace him with Jared Leto playing.
Oh yes. Oh fuck yeah.
We should replace him with Tommy Wiseau. That would make all.
Tommy Wiseau, yeah.
Him with a giant.
Wait, they should get
You want to know a remake that really annoyed me?
what?
The 2011 The Thing, because The Thing is
Of
my
course.
favorite film. John Carpenter's The Thing is my favorite movie. But the reason the remake pisses me off so
It was a
much is
prequel remake.
no, but the reason
It
it
was a
pisses me
remake
off so much is
prequel.
that it was originally going to have a lot, and they had a lot of practical effects in it.
Yeah.
But studio interference, as usual, made them
Yeah.
put CGI over all of it, and I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a pretty interesting sort of happened to the Norwegian camp.
Yeah,
Well,
it was a beat by beat replay of the original film, even though it was a prequel.
Yeah,
I
it
thought
was like,
that the whole
thing gets out, things attack someone, they then open it up, and they're like, it's something different.
I thought that the whole like tooth filling scene was stupid, but like,
Well,
that was
they had to
a,
come
that
up
was
with
a
another
dumb
blood test that wasn't the
replacement.
blood.
I know. There's other ways he could have done it. It's like, well, it's like, oh, so they can't make inorganic material, but where'd they get fucking clothes then?
Yeah, it's like,
they're wearing
surely you could
clothes.
check.
They're
You could
wearing
check.
clothes right now.
Surely you
They-
just put a
that
rule.
doesn't make-
You just put a rule: everyone stay in the clothes you're in, no
Oh.
matter how dirty they get. You can't change your clothes.
Well,
if someone's
then again,
changed it,
okay,
kill him.
to be fair, nothing can top the best 2011 movie, Mars Needs Moms. I mean,
Yes.
Oh, I saw that. I've never watched that film because I have a aversion to anything that looks remotely cringy. Overused word, but is it really?
Well, nobody saw that film.
it did like
What film?
I think like it didn't even make
Yeah.
half its budget in the box office. It was like a bomb.
Was that made by the
That movie was also fucking
A
dope.
really
I
bad
remember
film
that.
we saw, and
The
this
Monster
is a
House.
film
Monster
that
House was better
I
than
have
that
no
movie.
idea. Monster
Robert
House is
Zemeckis.
right. Like I can watch Monster House at least.
Yeah, you can.
A
The
film-
animation is just weird in Monster House, but like
Yeah, it's
the
weird,
movie
but
itself
it's
is
bearable.
okay.
Like,
Mars Needs Moms is just awful.
You ever get those films that you kind of find in your house, and it's sort of like this thing materialized in there? It's like some kind of artifact.
Just out of nowhere.
A film I watched recently was The Dragon Chronicles. This film had such a low
Never seen
budget
it.
that one of the sort of not antagonists, but one of the creatures in it is just a guy covered in ivy that attacks someone in the woods, and it's
Oh,
you have to
man.
look this film up because it's about dragons, but the
What's it called
dragons are
again?
really weird. I think it's called The Dragon Chronicles. I can't remember, but the dragons look like manta rays, and they're like blue and red, like the fire drake and such. But
I don't even see it.
I think
I
there's
didn't-
about an
Jabberwock.
extra. Yeah, there's about 10 extras in the entire film, and it does something really weird about it.
I didn't even figure out till
terrible
last
movie.
year that they remade Red Dawn.
Oh.
I didn't figure it out till
yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
I don't even see what the point of that.
Yeah,
I
with Thor.
didn't know that the original Red Dawn had like there was interest in it. I just always saw
Yeah.
that as like some weird like anti-communist propaganda film.
Yeah,
Like,
I
nobody cares
tried
about
to watch
it.
it. I didn't.
You know what movie I saw when I was like, I think I must have been like 14 or something. I was going through the movie store and I just saw a bunch of shit on the shelf. And I saw a DVD case that I was like, I have to see this. And it was for the Marvel film Man-Thing.
What?
There's a
What's
there's a Marvel
Man-Thing?
character
Oh,
named Man-Thing.
I think I know. Isn't he like
the
the
movie? And it was
Is he the
really
fat
bad.
one, or is that?
Sorry?
Is he
It's
like
the plant guy?
Is he?
They could have just called him like.
What's the plant guy?
What does Man Thing do? Does he like grow plants?
He's a.
It's obvious. He's a
monster.
man thing. It's obvious.
But he's
I mean,
a
you
man
have
thing.
some superheroes. You've got Ice Cream Man, who can turn himself into ice cream at will.
Man
Iron
Thing.
Man.
You've got
Yeah, and then
you've got the guy who
Iron
can rip his own arms off and use them as weapons.
Well, that's a DC character.
You've
That's
got
also never dead.
There's also don't forget
2005
Danny
Man
the
Thing.
Street, the sentient talking street.
Since
I don't know.
There's a
I
talking
like
street?
I like
Yeah,
the
it's
design
Danny
of
the
Man
Street.
Thing. I think he looks cool, but I don't know.
Wait,
Otherwise.
have you guys heard about the James Cameron Spider-Man that was supposed to come out in, like the 90s before like
Oh,
all the-
no, I never heard of it.
yeah, it was
Ooh,
like James Cameron was supposed to direct a Spider-Man movie, like an R-rated Spider-Man, and it was supposed to be like like a
R-rated
gritty like
Spider-Man.
Terminator. Except with
isn't
Spider-Man.
the new Venom movie going to be R-rated?
I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
I don't know.
Or
If
rated for retard.
I just.
I don't know if
Sorry.
Spider-Man and R-rated are things that go together that
Yeah,
well.
it was
it's
like
Spider-Man.
would've
It's a
been
go-lucky,
the
guy
script
whose uncle
for it is
dies.
actually uploaded online. Like the original script that James Cameron wrote is uploaded somewhere online because I read it and it was awful.
You
there was
stretch
supposed to
them.
be a
Yeah, I
Superman
got a
movie
really
with
bad
Nick Cage.
pain in my back. I'm just trying to.
Ouch.
I just realized that Man Thing is directed by the director of Lawnmower Man.
Lawnmower
Wow.
Man.
He loves the guy loves
I'm
man
discovering
movies.
a whole new genre of terrible superhero films. that I
Lawnmower
forgot.
Man is a film that is like one of the earliest instances of like CG being used in a film where it, like created a character out of CG
Oh,
essentially, and it was so fucking. I mean, I'm sure it cost them so much money, but if you just look at a trailer for Lawnmower Man, it looks like such shit.
Well, I mean,
like just an image from Lawnmower Man,
back
like
then it looked terrible, but but now it looks terrible. Back then, it probably looked groundbreaking.
1992, and they're like the whole thing was about like, oh, you get locked into the virtual worlds and virtual reality.
My God, it's Ready
And so
Player
it's like-
One before Ready Player One.
Oh yeah,
Is it Reboot?
Some asshole just super glued an Oculus Rift to your face.
Experience the VR
This
forever.
movie now.
Have you guys heard of the show called Video Game High School?
Oh my god, I watched
Yep.
that. I really like that show. I really liked it.
What's
Is it good?
Video Game High School. It's made by. You ever heard of Rocket Jump? Rocket
Rocket
Jump.
Jump.
Yeah, the online animation thing. They did their own thing, and I will say the effects hold up really well. And I also think
Rocket
it
Jump's
kind of
good with their effects.
show. I watched it all through. Video Game High School was just. It was. It was
Was
interesting.
Harley
'cause
Weinstein in it?
I don't
I've seen
know,
it.
but it had some interesting plots.
I think
Like
Harley
it was
Weinstein
funny
feature.
that
I found it
this guy gets this guy's Tamagotchi
Yeah.
and dies, and it's this whole plot like, oh, I can't tell him that his pet's died. It was interesting the way it did some stuff. It wasn't like those crappy sort of shows you get today on like Nickelodeon. There was something different about it.
Nickelodeon is actually doing good. Like I heard that the Hey Arnold movie, was the Jungle movie.
Hey
the new Hey Arnold movie. Yeah.
Oh, Hey Arnold, didn't that finish? Ooh, regular show finished. Regular
The
show.
Jungle movie.
I
It's
love
like where he
regular
finds his
show.
parents or something.
Did
Regular
you
show.
finally find them?
What?
Was that plotline finally solved?
I think yeah. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the whole movie revolves around him going to the jungle to find his parents.
Wow.
Who?
This
Hey
is
Arnold?
He
interesting.
was then eviscerated by a tiger.
There was also
Man.
they're also making like a not a Ren and
Nostalgia.
Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life movie, and then
Oh
Invaders
yeah,
Zim
that
movie.
reboot thing.
They had like a
going
couple
on.
minute trailer on
It's like
that.
a little interesting.
I have a feeling that there's going to be like a bunch of like old Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. They already did that with the Powerpuff Girls because the
That was shit.
nostalgia
yeah, they
rule,
added
the
in that
30-year
Powerpuff
rule
Girls.
is like it's not really a rule. It's a marketing technique. So like now that we're all entering our late 20s and early 30s, all of these corporations are just going to come in. It's like, okay, cool. Well, let's make these people infantile and release the shit that they watched when they were like 5. Like I guarantee you that there will be
They're gonna do that with the
there's,
2000s
like,
eventually. Like
what, a live
here's the new
action
Kim
Pokemon
Possible
movie
show.
with
Well, I mean,
Ryan
they had the
Reynolds in
recent
it or
Power
something
Rangers.
now?
I mean, example, they had the recent Power Rangers film. I mean, Popeye, that wasn't released, was coming out. They are basically going on nostalgia right now.
Yeah.
They're gonna do that. They're gonna start doing that with the 2000s eventually. With like they're gonna do like a Danny Phantom reboot show where Danny Phantom's kids.
You gotta have
Please
something
no.
that's like relatively popular. I don't know. Like
Danny Phantom wasn't
Danny
popular.
Phantom had some popularity. It was a cult show.
Hey, you know, a show that should
that
totally
a
reboot?
Danny Phantom movie could generate
Disney.
some interest. I'd actually watch it. I
Maybe
wasn't
they'll
a huge
do
fan of
like
the show, but I'd still watch it.
maybe
Please,
they'll do a remake of
please
Sweet Life of
reboot
Zack
or
and
bring a
Cody.
sequel to Gravity Falls, because that was my favorite show ever.
But we don't need to
Gravity
continue the
Falls is
story
good.
there. It's completely tied up.
But the way they did it is that you could continue the story without.
Bill Cipher comes out of Bill Cipher just comes back to life. He flies out of Grunkle Stan's head and then he takes over the world.
No, I know, but
You
I mean,
just need to make like a
new
fucking
characters.
slice of life game for Gravity
Goodbye,
Falls.
real
and
Jerry
people would be
Seinfeld.
satisfied.
Star vs.
Uncle
Fortress was
Owen?
good.
Like
I
something
don't-
like Persona 4, people would be satisfied. But
I
like the
cannot
characters
get
were
into,
from Gravity Falls.
I cannot get into Steven Universe. I've tried watching it. I just
No,
cannot
same
get
here.
into it.
People,
not
people
good.
rave over it, but I'm like, these characters are. Yeah.
They're annoying and they're not good
Yeah,
characters.
there's nothing in it that makes that
It's
gives
not
me
good.
the impression that
The
I
only
would
like
get
kids,
anything out of
the
it.
only kids show on like the main 3 channels I watch is Star vs. the Force of Evil, and that's it. Everything else is just.
That's quite a good
Pretty
show,
much.
yeah.
That's a good show.
I think an Invader Zim reboot could
Yes.
get
Oh,
attention.
They're doing that.
Yes.
They're doing an Invader Zim
Yeah,
like
they're doing an
movie.
Invader Zim
I
movie
will
made by
watch-
like the
Yeah,
creator of the show.
apparently.
Invader Zim movie.
Yeah.
Got it.
Done.
What's up
Yeah,
on film?
Nickelodeon released like 3 different trailers for it.
Untitled Invader Zim TV movie.
Nope.
Has anyone? I saw this today while watching YouTube. Has anyone seen the trailer for the new Percy Jackson like epic saga as it's
Are they
coming out?
Are they redoing the
They're
Percy
making
Jackson
another
movies?
It reminds me of what's that Japanese like what's the name of
And
the
the
Japanese
Titan's
movies?
Curse.
Like the
They've
name.
had 2 Percy
Like-
Jackson movies, and both of them were shit.
But
They're
what's the name-
hilarious.
What is the name of the Japanese
Yes, they're awful.
films? They're not anime, but like they're movies. You know what I mean?
What?
Spirited Away style.
Just Japanese
Like,
films.
are they called OVAs? I think they're called OVAs.
Yeah, OVAs.
Oh.
There was one about this moving castle. I think
Howl's
I remember
Moving
what it was.
Castle?
Howl's
Howl's
Moving
Yeah,
Moving
thank you.
Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Or
you posted
Castle in
something.
the Sky.
It reminds me so much of this because it's like these castles or like these cities on wheels that drive around, and this big one like catches this smaller one and drags it inside of it, and it's like it's a really short trailer, but I don't know, it might be interesting. I don't feel it's going to be the epic saga that he says it is, because the reason Lord of the Rings did so well was it's Lord of the Rings. It had a
'Cause
whole
people
book
liked it.
following. It had a whole book following behind it.
But no one gives a
Percy
shit about
Jackson
Percy Jackson.
and,
Percy
like,
Jackson's
Corey-
shit.
Well,
Yeah,
Lord
I'm
of the Rings did as
not
well.
interested in any of that shit.
Lord of the Rings did as well as it did is because it's like the holy Bible of all of geekdom. Like, why
Yeah.
wouldn't it be a success? People
And
know
then
about
Harry
it.
Potter
I didn't
did
know
good.
that Percy Jackson was a thing.
Harry Potter.
Percy
did good.
Jackson,
So-
bad. Peter Jackson, good.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Adam,
funny.
I was going to say, I
No
watched your
boss
recent
for Peter
your recent-
Jackson.
Yeah, I watched your recent Star Wars thing on
Yes.
The Last Jedi, and you said that you didn't want to see Rogue One. I'd actually recommend that for someone who isn't a huge fan of the Star Wars universe, you see that film, because I thought it was
Rogue
one of the
One.
Disney Star Wars films, or the recent.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe on my
Just like, it's more-
leisure, but I'm just like,
One sec.
I've heard it's just like the Halo reach of Star Wars, and that's all I need to know.
I think I may be in a minority.
Was Halo Reach good?
Nope.
The
I
only
liked
thing
Halo
about like
Reach.
The online was
Like
amazing.
plot wise, I guess I won't spoil it.
in terms of plot and like Halo, the only thing I actually know about is like Master Chief, and then I watch Red vs. Blue. But
I
like,
may be in the
that doesn't count.
minority here, but
The basic plot of Halo is weird virus known as the Flood, which are basically parasites. Ancient people build big bug spray. Big bug spray kills off the ancient people as well. Meh.
Not
Stuff
really.
happens.
Oh,
great story. Mark.
is Red vs. Blue like in Halo? Is that like canon to Halo, or is
No,
that its
it's-
own thing?
No,
No.
references.
It's basically SNF
Halo is canon
character.
to Red vs. Blue, but Red vs. Blue is not canon to Halo.
Although
Oh.
the actors from Red vs. Blue
Yeah, they were in Halo 3.
was in Halo,
Yeah, they were. He's like, yeah, I heard
Were they in
that.
Halo 3?
Oh,
and the
Yeah,
word
there's like this Easter egg in the
on the
campaign.
Warthog's tires.
Yeah. You could like go at the first level of Halo 3, you can like go around the wrong way in the building and go up to a door, and there's a Marine knocking on the door. And there's this like funny banter between the guy knocking on the door and the guy who's like not letting him in. Of just like, hey, let me in, blah, 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 and like back and forth. And depending on the difficulty that you play it on will influence who the two voice actors are, and they'll have different dialogue.
Yeah, the
And
Red
so
versus
you hear
Blue
like,
one was
the Red versus Blue
legendary.
actors.
Rooster Teeth shows are actually pretty good. I like Ruby and I like Red vs. Blue. I haven't seen Camp yet, but I've heard that's good too.
I did kinda like Ruby, but the voice acting was atrocious.
It gets better. It gets better
I
by
haven't seen
like
it yet.
Volume 3.
have any seen a Day 5 or Crunch Time?
I have a friend who is like a huge fan of everything Monty Ohm did.
I haven't seen.
So I haven't been in contact with that person, but I can only imagine how he reacted when Monty Ohm died.
Yeah,
It's tragic.
Yeah, it was.
Gigantic
What did he
tragedy.
die from again?
It was also tragic when
It was an allergic reaction to like what should have been a routine surgery. It's just like it sucks. It's like it was literally a
happens.
freak accident of like the odds just not working out in someone's
Odds not
favor,
in his
where
favor.
like it shouldn't even have been an issue, sort of thing. It was like no, it was literally just like it might as well have just gotten like hit by a fucking meteor, you know, like it's one of those things.
Just this.
like getting hit by a bus.
Yeah.
I seen
Yeah, very tragic.
The No, like Rooster Teeth's thingy channel, where they report
News
on
channel?
this. I remember like seeing like the amount of sadness on like the people at Rooster Teeth's face when they couldn't even report that their mate had died on that show. It was,
Yeah,
like, so
I don't
heartbreaking.
want to. I mean, I don't want too much of the conversation to be about this. just throwing that out there, but
Man,
It's so depressing. Oh God.
yeah, I came back a
It's
great
like
time.
I was sad when the Nintendo Satoru Iwata died. The Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, Iwata or whatever.
Iwata.
I don't know. I'm probably wrong.
I always remember that meme about him, like when he dresses a banana. And Luigi was next to him.
What? Sorry, what?
It's like one of the Trinity Rex he was in.
Speaking of,
Oh, you don't think I was surprised by? I mean, this isn't recent, but just sci-fi. The sci-fi, you know, the channel on TV that used to post like horrendously, like just B movies. Not
Like
not
G4.
the B movie, just like Mega Octopus versus Giant Shark or something. Those really crappy
What?
movies.
Yeah, the
And then they come.
classic.
No, I'm not talking about B movie. I'm just talking about like just terrible budget films in general.
like,
And then they
the
come out
channel,
with,
like-
movie.
with The Expanse, which the CGI in that is very good, I'd say.
I
so
think
it's
at one
just-
point they did a Star Wars marathon. Oh no, I'm thinking of Spike. Spike did a Star Wars.
it's Spike. Yes, it's sci-fi. It's been this horrendously crappy, you know, like Sharknado films.
Yes.
And they come up with The Expanse, which is a sci-fi. Have you seen The Expanse, Adam?
No idea.
It's a sci-fi. Look up like the trailer for it. It's a sci-fi. It's based on a book called The Expanse. It's a fantastic.
The Expanse.
George R. Martin said, "Hey, this is a fantastic book series. You should read it." So, no, but it was based on that. It came out on sci-fi, and when it comes to TV shows with really good visuals, this is probably one of them.
Oh, really? Usually, TV shows and good visuals are not.
Oh, this is one of the shows. It's just like, oh my
like,
goodness.
Game of Thrones doesn't even have like that great.
Oh, this is fantastic
Visuals.
compared to Game of Thrones. Like, it's sci-fi done well. This is like a really big space opera. Like it's you know if you put some of these CGI film scenes into a film, I'd probably go, yeah, that looks pretty good. But it's just so jarring to have a channel that you look at and you like, it's sci-fi, it's going to be terrible, and they come out with a show that you really like.
Then there's like, I mean,
Broken
and
clock
there's
is
like
still right twice a day.
The most embarrassing thing about the Sci-Fi Channel is that it's not the Sci-Fi Channel; it's the Sippy Channel.
I was about to say that. Do you watch Spoonie too?
I used to. I do not like.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Like,
it's pretty good.
Look at these nerds here.
Yeah, I mean, I am. I like
nerds.
older material.
Go back to your
it's a shame that he went crazy. I wish he would actually make new stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
when's
watched
the new
when
Black Mirror out? That's out next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't actually watch a lot of internet shows besides, of course, Adam. I wouldn't be here if I didn't watch Adam.
Oh, you
Well, I mean, I paid.
I watch a lot of reviews.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
It's all coming out this
I had everything, and I watched Ralph, and then I watched Nostalgia Critic, and that's about it.
I tend to watch a lot of reviews like before I go see films and such. So when I tell people like, hey, you know, I've seen a review, I've seen I always used to watch multiple reviews for a film. But like when I see a review for a film, I'm like, hey, this doesn't look that good. My friends are like, how do you know? It's just like, but you know, I've seen, you know, I've looked up stuff. I mean, I haven't seen it myself, but. You're making,
I mean, I disagree with the idea that you can't tell the quality of a film before you see it.
I
think what it is
with certainty, I guess. But like when you watch a trailer for like the fucking Smurfs movie, or like the emoji
I tend to understand the personality of the reviews that I watch. Like you, I almost predicted that you would have the opinion you had on Star Wars. Not that you would Not that you'd hate it, but that you didn't, you know.
Adam actually like really changed.
I know
my
you as that
opinion
kind of person.
Adam like really changed my opinion on Toy Story 3 because at first I didn't realize that was just copying Toy Story 2, and it was pretty much the same movie.
It was literally different, unfortunately.
That was
it was too overhyped.
But of course, people didn't hype it up because it has the emotional, sad ending. It's like that doesn't make a difference.
That was a very
Toy Story 4 is gonna
fuck
be the best Toy Story movie, of course.
Is there a Toy Story 4 coming out?
Yeah, there is. It's gonna be about Woody trying to find.
Yeah, I don't care. Like,
is it Woody finding his son?
Make another story in the Toy Story universe if you want. Have the same fucking rules. Don't call it Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
You know,
like
don't make
Planes,
a Toy Story
except
4.
good.
I was at Target.
Disney. Okay, we're gonna see what if fish had feelings. You know, what if toys had feeling? 2017. What if Mexicans had feelings?
What if feelings had feelings?
With
What if Disney had feelings?
Oh, that's just the cold corporate heart of Disney. Has anyone seen the whole controversy with the
For
new
their
Coco?
mascot, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse isn't really a lot of places now, is he? Just Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Like the new Coco film, it's meant to be very good. The issue was it had a Olaf's Frozen Adventure play before it, which is a
wasn't that like 20 minutes long too?
Because they
Oh,
thought
what?
people
That's
wouldn't
so
get
funny.
And people hated this so much that it's in every single showing now. There no longer is the Olaf thing.
Oh, that's so funny.
People hated it that much.
Like
I
unskippable.
imagine a lot of parents would be like, "Are we in the wrong movie?"
I went to see it.
What happened? A bunch of people were just
That's
like,
what happened.
"Wait a minute, did I walk into the wrong theater?"
Yeah.
The mom next to me took her kid out. Like they took their stuff and left because they were like they thought they were watching Frozen. Like a
Frozen does not deserve to be like the third highest grossing film of all time or whatever. It's not.
Frozen's not even a good
Just
movie.
added this shit because
It's
they
a
thought
parody of
It was
Disney
the
films.
worst movie ever made. I will fight this to the death.
Frozen
Like,
isn't a bad film. I just think it made way
is.
too much money.
It is. It's. I've seen Frozen 6 times, and after seeing it in black and white,
Someone's a fanboy.
Why did you see it 6 times?
It's one of those movies where I saw it first. I'm like, this isn't bad, and then my friends took it with me. Took me to see it again. I'm like,
I mean, like,
it's a little bit off here. And then I watched it a third time with them, and the fourth time because I had so much free time in college.
I'm gonna say a confession here.
There's no way that this movie can be like this good. Like, I found it weird that like adult men were raving about this. I had a roommate in college, and he was the biggest asshole ever.
Did you catch him late at night in like an Elsa costume, sort of miming to a shake wave or something?
Nah, that would have been like the point. He just
I'm moving out. No.
I would have been
He got evicted because he always left the stove on at night.
Oh,
and
wow.
like, I
idiot.
kept on telling him, I'm like,
Frozen
I'm not
got
going
to
to
him
be
so much. He was
responsible
trying
if
to
this,
kill all of you.
if this entire apartment building
That's pretty bad.
up. And then he was like, no, dude, you don't understand. Like, I have to work out, and then I have to go to class. It's like,
I've got to attempt to commit arson.
And
why didn't he just make shit in the microwave then? Like, just problem solved.
Yeah.
Now here's the real question: Frozen 2013 or Frozen 2010?
Oh god,
I'd rather watch that.
But you see, the reason there was no breath was because they were so cold. They should be dead.
Mess.
I mean, I don't think Frozen is as bad as Chicken Little or Home Alone Range.
Chicken Little is just.
Little is goat.
They're aliens in the sky. You know, the sky is aliens.
I can't name any Disney movie that I really hate. Well,
I can say Chicken Little is the only
gonna-
one I hate, and it's just because of Chicken Little's dad. He's such.
I'm gonna say a confession. I have seen Zootopia 14 times.
Zootopia is good though. So
mainly, that is I can't deny that actually, but mainly because I was cooped up in a house and like we only brought a couple films. And I'm just like, well, this is the only one that I actually kind of like. Let's watch it again.
What were the other movies?
I don't remember. I only remember the pain that was.
I only remember Zootopia. I have a condition where the only film I can remember is Zootopia.
Zootopia is life.
Memento.
What about Diary of a Wimpy Kid? The Long Haul with the completely new.
Oh,
cast?
is that the recent one? Because
yeah, that's the one with like the.
I
new
really
cast.
like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid films. I think they're good representations of the book.
Not my Roderick.
Yeah, he looks like a Thailand prostitute in the last film.
I didn't even realize that Chicken Little was Disney. It seemed like immediately.
Like
it seems
DreamWorks?
like
The
a
animation
DreamWorks
style didn't
kinda-
seem Disney.
Yeah, it seems like a DreamWorks animation film. Fucking Zach Braff.
The only reason I even knew was because he's in Kingdom Hearts.
You know what? He was in Kingdom Hearts. Wasn't he like one of like the battle buddies or whatever the fuck they're called?
Yeah, he was a summonable.
I'll be right back.
I just have to say, there is something kind of fun about throwing baseballs at Pete from Mickey Mouse.
I thought you threw eggs.
Dead. No, wait, I think it was baseballs.
Wait.
Oh.
This has got me thinking. Has anyone, speaking of Disney and baseball, has anyone ever played the Japanese Winnie the Pooh baseball game and lived to tell the tale?
No. Is that a thing?
Last game, right?
Yeah.
Never even heard of
One of
that.
the hardest games ever made. Like,
I've never heard of that. I've heard of the Lion King game that's like really hard on the Sega Genesis. Hey, have you
Yeah,
guys
Winnie
played
the
the
Pooh.
bootleg Lion King game? The one where if you get a game over, Simba hangs
Yes,
himself.
Simba hangs
Oh, the
himself.
bootleg.
Send that to Adam.
I think I watched a JonTron video on that or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like JonTron. I knew about it before JonTron, but yeah.
Mm.
And
Crazy.
then I think Timon digs his own grave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Very funny.
You know, this is probably, I don't even know if this is even something that many people have an opinion on because it's like not really a big deal. I don't like I'm not gonna call it new, but the current Disney logo, like the one with like the all CGI,
As in the
like
opening
the one that's been like since 2006. Yeah,
sequence thing. Like the
one that
thing
they
with the
Higher
castle or
camera
what?
pans out and shows you all these lights and underneath. Yeah.
it's like it has like the I like the old one a lot better, where it's just like
The spiral.
the thing, and then the castle forms, and then there's a little thing.
Yeah. The problem with CGI and animation, and this is one of my main gripes with Disney, and I was talking about this with my animator buddy. He was saying like when you consider Disney and their CGI animation, there's like so much lost in the art form because they care more about capitalizing. Like he was talking about Hotel Transylvania, which wasn't a good movie, but like if you look at the blueprints and like the original 2D drafts, like they were actually using like visuals and lights and like examples of visual storytelling to actually like enhance the movie. Like Frozen's animated movie just does none of that. It's literally there just to sell fucking characters that look like Barbie dolls to children.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more heart and personality that goes into 2D animation a lot of the time.
What was the last 2D animation
Not every
Disney
time,
movie? Like Princess and the Frog?
Yeah,
that was
No,
that
Ernest and
was their like
Celestine, right?
attempt at a comeback, but then there's a more recent one that came out.
Wait, are we
Let's
talking
see.
like Disney specifically or just 2D animation in general?
I'm talking about Disney specifically.
Oh.
In terms of like the new CGI movies, I really like Tangled. I really like Wreck-It Ralph. Don't like Frozen. And then Zootopia was
Let's
great.
see.
And then was there anything after Zootopia?
Mona.
I'm back.
Mona.
What do you mean?
It's done by the dudes who did Little Mermaid. Like they have credibility. Mona was I saw it when
Mona?
I was
Yeah, you should mean Moana.
Oh yeah, Moana came after.
But
Moana was
that was
good, I guess.
Mona.
It wasn't awful.
Mona.
It's outspelled.
I couldn't get into it. I just thought it was completely
What can I
stupid and that
say?
there's no actual character development in the
Dwayne
film.
Johnson was in that.
character development.
There is none. It just she starts off very determined and she ends the exact same way. And Maui starts off ignorant and he
Quote
ends
Jello
ignorant.
cartoons on his recent thing. He said
No,
that the best character in the whole film was a tattoo.
Yeah,
The-
you
Oh,
know
yeah.
what the best part about the best part about Moana, in my opinion, was the David Bowie crab. That was actually I like that.
It looks
Oof.
it looks as though the last Disney traditionally animated film was 2011 Winnie the Pooh. And
That- oh,
now
yeah, I
I'm
forgot
just
that.
thinking
I thought it was
how
Treasure
fu-
Planet.
Now
I
I'm
really
just
like
thinking, now I'm just
Treasure
thinking about how
Planet was
funny,
like 2001.
how funny it would be if they actually decided to CG Winnie the Pooh. Because that'd be funny.
I mean, didn't they?
It's
do
like,
that
it's
in
almost,
B
it wouldn't
movie?
even be surprising at this point, you know?
No, there is like one scene in
wait.
B movie where they have like CG Winnie the Pooh. Or, like,
Oh, really?
parody.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they have like
But they're
the
stealing all the
darts.
honey and then they like tranquilize him.
I wanted to bring up something real quick since we're talking about animation. All right, have any of y'all seen or heard of the new film called The Big Bad Fox and Other Tales from the people who did Ernest and Celestine?
No.
Is this getting into furry?
I've heard of the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
No, it's The
That's a
Big
good
Bad
film.
Fox and Other Tales.
Fox. I thought you said Fox.
Oh, well, both. Sure.
Big Bad Fox.
But I'm not going to say you should.
Yeah, the best thing they made was A Town Called Panic. I don't
Was
expect
the-
them to make something
was
like
the
that
Lego
ever
I
again.
need to
Ninjago
see that
movie
movie
good?
again. I remember you recommending it, and you were like, and I was
Town
like,
Called Panic is awesome.
like
It's pretty
it
good.
was. Like the two biggest lost art forms are 2D animation and stop motion animation.
All of
Well,
the
stop
good
motion
stop
isn't really
animation
lost.
movies, they were
The Lego
they were
movies
like,
are fine, but
they
do
were
those
like-
really count
like-
as stop motion?
I really like the Pirates, Adventure with Scientists. That was a good film.
I saw that.
Oh, The
I liked
Pirates
it.
was great.
haven't
I
seen
love
it
that
again,
movie.
but I liked it.
There were
Was
like
there,
3 stop motion animated films in 2009 that were actually great.
You know what?
Most years
Coraline,
there
question mark?
Wait.
Yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox was great, and that was stop motion,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and Mary and Max and A Town Called Panic. Those were all 2009. So that's pretty
Wasn't
crazy
Animal-
that they all came
Mary
out
Max.
the same year.
What
Stop
about,
motion. I haven't seen Animalisa yet. It's the
has
only
anyone
Charlie Kaufman
seen-
movie I've not seen.
Anomalisa.
Anomalies. Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
That was
oh yeah,
really good.
Anomalisa. Isn't that movie rated R?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a Charlie
Yeah, it's
Kaufman.
rated R.
It's got some pretty heavy
Yeah.
stuff.
I haven't seen that movie. I just heard it's an R-rated stop motion film. I was like, oh, that's new.
I
It's
mean,
Charlie Kaufman,
it's
so
very
it's
little.
probably like genius.
yeah, I don't know. In like European countries, it might not be an 18+ thing, but
I'm pretty sure, like in France, it's like a 12 or maybe even
Yeah.
lower.
it's one of those things where it's like there's nothing. I mean, the only reason it's rated R is because of like nudity
Ballsack.
things. But I mean, outside of North America, that's not really a big issue. So.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
that's
much.
because Europe tends to be like more politically incorrect. Like I was
What do you
talking
mean
to,
politically
I was on,
incorrect?
yeah, like I was
I mean, not
like
sure that's the word.
It's a
Go
sports
on.
film.
A lot
I
more
think that-
lax.
or
like,
rather,
I know what you mean.
they allow things in their movies and in their whatever that they wouldn't allow in America. Like that's why you see a lot of European art films, or just like maybe just the ones that I see at least.
I think they're just more open about sex. Like
Where
they're
they
not
have-
afraid
where they
to
have, like, a
shelter
more,
naturality.
a liberal take on
Yeah.
sex than you would see in a lot of American movies. Like the 120 Days of Salo, or the 120 Days of Salo
Salo?
would never
Yeah.
be. Yeah, would
Ajit
never
Pai,
be.
the movie.
Fucking Kino right there.
Yeah, of course that's a movie that's like, of course Europe would make, Italy would make that.
They
I don't
could,
think any American would have the balls to actually do the shit.
Do anything
that
like that.
120
Jesus
Days
Christ.
of
Yeah, because
Salo-
I mean, I do find a lot of foreign films have some really good things. Like Record is a good foreign film.
There's a
the-
billion
Awesome
great
guys.
foreign films.
Bernie,
Love is
I'm
on a
not-
Bridge. That's a pretty good
movies.
foreign film.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
That's more of an exploitation film, if anything.
Yeah, that's exploitation.
That's not what I would call a film, but hey, whatever.
It's
Yeah,
just it's more porn fest.
Have there been any?
Pretty
Okay,
much.
this is kind of off topic. Have there been any like recent good horror movies? I can't think of any like recent.
The most
Good.
recent good one was like It Follows, and even that.
Oh,
is
It
flawed.
Follows. I love
Wait,
that film.
Some
mean,
people
was-
could say Killing of a
Was the
Sacred
new
Deer is
It
horror.
good?
Adam, didn't
It Comes at Night. That's a good
I guess
horror
the
movie.
new
Oh, It
It
Comes
was
at Night was a good one, but I mean, I don't know how much I would call that horror.
Was the new It good? Because I didn't see that.
It was.
Yeah,
it
not
was
really.
Like,
People
good.
say it's good,
It's-
but I haven't seen it yet
it's-
either.
Loads of jump scares, but good
I
acting.
kind of doubt it's
Yeah, I
good.
heard.
It's probably
I mean,
it's probably like
um,
Unfriended, where people say it's good, but
I
it's
don't
really
like-
shit.
It's,
Like, I don't like films that use jump scares. I mean, this is the same with video games. Like, there's a video game I've been playing recently that might as well be a
That's-
film. It's called Darkwood. No jump scares. Woods are horrendously mutated. It's the art style is kind of like H.R. Geiger, but if you replace the biomechanical with like bio trees,
That
because
was
you've got like
geeker.
imagery which. Yeah, it's like you've got like imagery which is like trees that have got like absorbed bodies into them and such.
That's the
It's
top
pretty
down one, right?
messed up.
By the way,
Yeah, the top-down
I apologize for like texting here and there. I'm just trying to coordinate with Shay.
It's
That
fine.
is not a big deal.
No, but
That's fine.
this game, like you're in this wood, you gotta collect stuff. It's terrifying because at night, like you can hear stuff outside, you can hear stuff moving around, but you can't see it. And probably the worst thing that happened was
Yeah.
one night I was in my house. I had my weapon ready. I had chain traps everywhere, bear traps, and like I'm ready for this. And I'm in my house, and the door, like one of the doors in the middle of my house, kind of opens. And I'm just like, what? That was not. I didn't want to. I genuine fear. I've never actually had a horror
It's
game
Freddy
that has made me
Krueger.
feel like properly
Freddy
like
Betty.
heavy breathing.
Good horror films are really infrequent.
Well,
There haven't been any good.
Hmm.
I hope that the Halloween remake is good. I
Sorry,
mentioned that earlier.
Halini Snow asks in chat, why hasn't Shay appeared in your videos in like 3 years? That's because we live in different cities.
Yeah.
So because
The
I'm
grass is green
visiting
and the girls are
because
pretty.
I'm visiting my family right now. Now I'm in Shay's city and I can coordinate to hang out with him. But otherwise, I live in Vancouver and he lives in Edmonton. So I mean,
Vancouver, eh?
I have heard you mention.
I'm just
shit.
visiting Edmonton right now.
What video
should-
is he in?
The Toy Story 3 review.
He's in my Toy
You're
Story.
in the M. Night Shyamalan video.
You should fly out to Ralph.
Yeah, he lived in Vancouver when I first moved there, and then he moved back to Edmonton.
Adam, you should fly out to Ralph and make a comedy video with him, and then just fly back all the way back to Canada.
Make
3 billboards
King
outside
Candy
Edmonton,
2, Electric
Canada.
Boogaloo.
King Candy.
Yes.
Funded.
No,
Actually,
have you done any film projects, Adam, or is it like something you just done?
I've done really. I mean, I've done like dumb skit things, and I've filmed some things for.
You've vomited on your
reviews before.
Oh yeah,
It was a background.
disgusting.
Have you guys heard of this guy?
But otherwise, I mean, I do plan on making like a film at some point, but I'm not going to until I have the resources that that I feel are adequate to do it. And so right now I'm filming a music video for my album coming out. And so I'm kind of using my album as an excuse to do a hands-on approach and learn as I go for using like legitimate camera equipment and directing
and such.
Yeah, Adam, just make
because that's what I noticed. Like with Ralph and such, his thing is him making films. With you, it's more you make music and such.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do what I have the resources to do. I would never want to. I wouldn't want to make. Like, I'm not fucking Shane Carruth. I'm not really going to be able to make a film for like $7,000 that is legit.
Who's the director of the
holds up to the standard that I would like to see. I'm not interested in directing something that I know is going to be shit. You know.
Hey, Adam, just make a porno.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be like Sean Baker.
No.
Make your movie shitty, but on purpose.
It will YFS. Your fursuit sucks.
Yes.
Oh God, no!
Have you guys heard of this guy named Christian Weston Chandler?
Oh God, him.
Of course. What kind of internet person do you think I am? You don't think I'm some kind of old fag here?
Adam quickly Googles who Chris Chandler.
I already know who
I texted him. His phone number, just put it on the internet, and I texted him, and he said, "Go away, stop texting me. I'm trying to prevent. He goes, I'm trying to prevent the apocalypse," and then he blocks my number.
That's the whole thing with
I don't support that. Don't call someone from the internet.
The whole thing with Chris
all I did was say, "Hey," though. I didn't like troll him or anything.
I mean, the call alone is not a good thing.
Well,
everyone in the whole story about this guy was a bad person because he was everyone was trolling him and making things worse, but then he was also being pretty toxic.
Yeah,
about certain
there was like that 13-year-old kid.
Chandler is a bad person.
There was like that 13-year-old kid who convinced him he was his girlfriend for like.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bad person, but he's also got like a mental disability. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
it's fun, and like, I'm not gonna take any stance against like taking the piss out of him online. Of course, I don't agree with phone calling someone because their numbers leaked, sort of thing.
It's like that Chris shit.
Yeah, but no, the thing is, his number wasn't leaked. He's the one who
thing.
posted it, and he won't change his number.
He was sort of. I'm not saying he was asking for more, but he was really facilitating it.
I guess it's fair, but
he's pretty much asking for it. He's the one who posted his address and his number on the internet. I'm surprised that no one's even visited his house.
I'm sure people have. I'm sure people probably fucking have.
Been like, hey, there's that guy who lives there. But the whole thing about Chris Chan is basically this to me, and this is why, like, I realize that I've gotten like this in the past. I don't watch everybody who I admire or dislike on YouTube because I don't want to imitate their work so closely. Like, I haven't even watched all of Adam's stuff yet. Like, I haven't watched it.
You're not a true fan. Get out of here.
I don't want to rip off the style. And, like, I don't mean to go, oh, look at me, but Adam, you and I have known each other for a while. Like, you are deserving of a personal life. Like, Adam, I don't feel like breaking into that bubble. Like, I'm talking, like, I hired Giguk as my personal consultant. I only talk to him, like, maybe once a month. I don't watch all of his videos either. Like, my point is, like, Chris Chan, I know he sets himself up for like, you know, all of this drama and all of this other shit. But to be fair, there are people out there who will deliver when they just shouldn't be doing it, because Christian is living in the Truman Show. Like,
Yeah,
he was living as a child. He was someone who's very, you know, his parents are very overprotective. They didn't really experience him outside
but,
of
you know, there needs to be more people who are like, you know, this guy needs help. I'm not going to be helping him by just trolling him and doing all this shit. I'm just going to leave him alone.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna take a moral grandstanding against people that are taking the piss out of him. Just the reason why I had that reaction to a phone call specifically is because in my mind, if I'm thinking of like just an internet person like getting their number leaked, like it would be fucking annoying. It would be so fucking annoying because like I'm just thinking of like the volume of calls. Like even if one person's just like hi, goodbye, it's like there'd just be too many coming at once. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I guess
Christian,
it's,
like,
I
he's
guess
so
there's
such a huge thing that leaking his phone number would be not good.
His phone number's been on the internet for years. I have no idea why.
Oh, I know it's on the internet, but like in that sort of thing, someone that big having their phone number leaked.
Sorry, she's a lol cow.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy, do you have your own channel? You said you're talking about like don't want to copy other people's content.
Yeah.
It's quite obvious that.
Yeah. Do you have a channel, Jeremy?
Yeah, the channel's called Your Movie Sucks 2.
Yeah, I was told the one
I'm just kidding.
rip off the other day, and I was like, I'm flattered because
what is
like,
your channel?
of course
Check
I
it out.
am.
I remember at one point, like back in.
It's called Looper.
Stop telling me. So seriously, what is the channel?
Watch Mojo.
Is it Tommy Wazoo? Are you Tommy Wazoo? Is he like an android you control?
Android, you crazy.
Oh, speaking of androids, are any of you hyped for that new David Cage game?
Not really.
No.
David Cage.
Who would be?
I was.
Detroit.
I thought that Sonic Forces
Detroit.
was going to be a good game, and it wasn't.
Don't you mean Sonic Forces?
Stop. Cease. Door now.
Infinite was the best.
Welcome to Sonic Forces, where you can create your own OC Sonic character. This was a huge mistake.
Dude, no matter how terrible Sonic Forces is, Sonic Mania is still great.
No, I heard someone on a stream. He played Sonic Forces, completed and 100%ed the game.
Why?
I beat Sonic Forces in one sitting. It's a pretty short game.
He refunded Sonic Forces.
The fact that it has Persona 5 content in it makes me uncomfortable.
Got it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it only has like one costume for your OC character, and I
Does it
doubt.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
Like what, a Morgana costume or something?
No, it's a Joker.
Adam Johnston left the call.
Yeah, he had a Joker costume. It just says Persona 5 costume.
Moment of silence for Adam.
Adam got tired of the
Jeremy,
Sonic Forces talk.
What?
What is your channel, Jeremy?
Mine? Jawburst. I'll post it. My videos are not that good. Yeah.
No, I know. I was gonna check out.
I'm still in their experimental stage, and I made
that's
videos
kind of mean. I know. They're not that good.
Are we still streaming live on YouTube?
That
I think.
Yeah, the stream's not over yet. So what's going on?
Yeah.
Jawburst, 37 subscribers. You got 38.
Yeah.
Adam left us.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I got 30.
Oh, no.
I got 39.
Can't be on open the door.
I'm back. Save is back.
Baby boy.
What happened?
Order.
I don't know what happened. I can't really explain it. My thing just froze, and then I had to I don't know.
I've been having that with my computer recently.
Chrome fucked up. It was Chrome's fault.
My computer's been having
an
issue recently where it just completely freezes. Like, do anything.
I don't know what happened, but
no.
I'm assuming it's still broadcasting. I just got back by clicking the link that I sent to other people.
Here's a question. Did I draw anything? Because I'm bored and I want to draw something.
You should.
Are you asking if I want fan art?
Draw Adam. I'll do some because I did some. You've heard of Shani?
No,
he's YMS but for video games.
Draw me.
Ooh, draw
like one of your French girls.
Draw explicit pornography of my horse persona.
I'm
just gonna pop.
It's obvious. It's obvious that every internet reviewer is a ripoff of the Angry Video Game Nerd.
I've actually met the Angry Video Game Nerd like a week ago.
The first YouTube video.
Was he nice?
He was like, okay. I didn't really talk to him. I was like a nervous wreck because here's the thing. Used to live next door to my one college roommate from college. So I introduced myself in a very awkward manner. It's like, hey, how you doing? You used to live right next to my roommate in college. And that was not the right way to introduce yourself to somebody. Like, I get very, very nervous when I'm I'm around people of a high status. Like
right now.
Right now, exactly.
Yeah, like how you're around Adam.
Yeah, but I've known Adam. I've known Adam before, when his videos only accumulate 1,000 views.
He stalked me on the internet for many years.
Yeah.
Hey,
bravo.
I have a restraining order.
Adam,
they're
you probably
XX explicit porn of your persona.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, what's your opinion of this?
We're gonna have to censor that on the YouTube
song right now. What's your opinion of this song?
No, it's a big donger. Is that? It's like a cat face.
That's not advertiser
Don't
friendly.
worry about it.
Keep it held there.
Adam,
Oh, it's not advertiser friendly.
Oh no!
Demonetized.
Oh, wake me up inside. He's sad, just like me.
Sad boy.
Hey, you should copyright strike Adam now because that was on his video.
Because there's a dong on this video.
Yeah, you just used my art without copyright.
That's not how it works. I could copyright strike you because that's my original character, and do not steal.
Ooh. Well, it's fan art, so it's protected. Got him.
Are you insulted?
Wait, okay. Adam, you probably didn't ask this before, but do you have any stalker stories?
There's something that I kind of want to mention, but I don't. So
what?
Let's not talk about. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm avoiding this question for now.
Oof.
Okay.
Damn.
Jeremy, have you got something to say?
Another month.
Why?
Month. Yeah. Ask me why right after I said I'm not talking about it.
I didn't ask why, so you can chastise the other people.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm respectful of Adam's opinions.
I feel. You know what? Did anybody see Call Me by Your Name?
Yes.
It was pretty great. I really hope I get to see it in theaters because I saw a screener copy and I feel really bad about that.
Well, what can you do?
I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray either way because it's a fantastic movie. I cried like a bitch.
Okay, so what was the last good DreamWorks movie?
Shrek.
Was it
the B movie.
Yes.
Was the Captain Underpants movie good? I heard that was actually pretty good.
The Thundercats movie?
I enjoyed
the Captain Underpants movie.
Oh, I think
know
the
it because I read the
I'm like,
books.
I think you managed to watch the bootleg.
They should also, they should make a Megamind too, obviously.
Megamind was actually pretty
good. How to Train Your Dragon was good. I didn't think it was good.
What about the second one?
The second one was worse.
I didn't like it that much.
Oh.
What about the TV show?
I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Yeah, there's a TV show.
They advertised the hell of the TV show in my theater.
It's on Cartoon Network, right?
It was. I mean, it got canceled. It's weird because Nickelodeon has half the TV shows. They have a Monsters vs. Aliens show and a fucking Kung Fu Panda show.
Oh, weird.
Hey, Doug, you still alive?
What? Did you kill your
dog?
Your
dog's gonna bite you.
No.
Yeah.
Your dog's gonna stick it. Your dog is gonna stick his hand in the blender, just like in
Oh no! Oh no! He lost a paw.
I'm making salsa right here.
Sauce. Raw sauce.
Famous salsa.
Just sauce.
Yeah.
Raw sauce.
Just sauce. Raw sauce.
Salsa in a blender.
Monday evening.
Salsa in a blender.
Someone should do a parody of Unfriended and have characters.
Someone did. It was a Mexican.
No, hold up.
Dumbfriended.
Have
that
people
wouldn't be too hard.
with
Dumbfounded the movie.
come in with like the most blatantly lethal shit. Like someone is just showing off their that they made.
Someone
Like,
just like,
the
hey, look at
guys.
my knot tying skills, and just makes a noose.
Hey guys, I'm making my own hydrochloric acid.
Hey guys, I'm building a fusion
check out
reactor.
this fertilizer bomb I made.
Oh no!
Completely out of fire alarms.
Guys, look at this
that'd be
fusion
awesome.
reactor I'm making.
Oh.
I'm gonna peace out now. I have like family holiday stuff to do.
All right, later,
I'm sure
skater.
there's somebody
Have
else who
fun.
probably wants to get online.
Merry Crimbus.
Yeah, no,
Skadoodle, skadoodle.
well, Merry Crimbus.
He's gonna
but
tell you that,
really, furry. What is it?
Skedaddle, skadoodle.
Furry Yifmus,
Skedaddle, skadoodle.
Happy and Fappy nude deer.
No, it's a Murray Yifmus.
A very Merry
and
Christmas?
A happy,
Please.
A happy nude
Fucking
deer.
hell.
Are we talking
Happy
about?
nude
Are we
deer.
talking about the Christmas special starring Bill Murray?
And
A very Merry Christmas.
Miley Cyrus and other folks.
Yeah,
My favorite Bill Murray film is
Groundhog
Garfield.
Day
Mahana
too.
Kwanzaa.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, didn't Bill
Bye.
Murray come back for the
Bye.
second Garfield movie?
Later,
despite the fact
skater.
they say he didn't like being in the first one.
La Saga.
Was he in Nine
I think
Lives?
that's my least favorite lyric from all the single furries is when they say the word myrrh. And it's like,
Murr.
like when you say that like unironically.
That's my least favorite. The whole thing should be your least favorite lyric.
I don't
My
think they
favorite
say
song-
the whole thing in the music though.
The best song in recent memory is "What Does the Fox Say."
Oh, cancer.
Got him.
Cancer.
Get out of here.
I
Leukemia.
was like 13 when that came out.
Actual cancer.
Have
know,
you
it's
guys
funny.
seen,
Everyone in my class loved that.
So I'm recording my album, and there's some instruments that I'm kind of outsourcing. Like I recorded a lot of violin, and eventually I just decided like I don't like the tone of my violin, so I basically sent someone the violin tracks, and then have them record some stuff.
Good job.
With a better violin and not $300 violin, and basically have them layered on top of each other just to have the whole tone sound better. And I realized recently that the two people that are helping me out with the like outsourcing instruments both worked on all the single furries.
Good job.
I realized this recently. They're doing a really good job.
I forget
They're
that if
doing
you
a really
type in
good job,
Adam
but like they're
YMS
both
Humble
in
beginnings.
credits.
I forget that if you type in Adam YMS on YouTube, it comes up with your full profile picture on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
The uncropped version.
classic.
I have a question real quick. What's everyone's favorite albums of the year so far?
I don't listen to a lot of music.
That long phone number by Joyner Lucas was pretty good.
Guys, I found Adam. Have you been murdered? Hold on, let me get the link to this image.
Is it the one with
Has anybody heard
Michael?
of Stranger in the Alps by Phoebe Bridgers? I thought that was
no.
pretty good.
Is it,
Oh my
is
god!
it the image of Michael Goy?
I don't know. Let me just.
I know
post-
exactly what photo you're talking about.
It's the one where you like been cut in half.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's a Michael
Goy's
Goy
just
one,
like
isn't it?
really
Yeah.
happy about it.
One long link.
Yeah,
What happened, Adam?
that
What was
that
the,
picture
what
was unsettling to me when I saw it. I was like,
Yeah, what was the original tweet? Because I don't
I'm
remember.
scared.
He removed it since.
Michael
I don't know.
Roy was an interesting
It's like-
guy.
I'll teach you for making fun of my movie. It was for American Horror Story. He's the cinematographer there, so
He depicts you with hairy pits.
yeah, my pits are not that hairy at all. I shave my
Oh,
pits.
gosh.
I don't know. I'm gonna be nice and assume it's a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence.
The picture.
So we go from Adam being murdered to Adam. How hairy are your pits? Truly a quality
Yeah.
Q&A session.
A quality
What everybody
stream.
wants to know.
You never know what you get on
Exactly.
the signups.
Yeah.
That's why we have these.
You paid the full $10. You should get to know how hairy my pits are.
Worth every dollar.
Adam is.
My headphones keep falling out.
Don't do it, Adam. They're trying to trick you into taking
Adam,
off
is
your shirt.
this you in this YouTube clip? I don't know.
Sorry, what?
Is this you in this YouTube clip?
What YouTube clip?
I just posted it in chat.
Oh.
Barber. Bustin.
No. But I know him. The furry community is very small.
It's small, but like a lot of people complain. Like,
I'm back.
the whole
My
thing
cousin
is
called.
It's just
and
people
Adam,
being
my cousin said, hey.
disgusting and such, you know. But it's like it's not. It's people doing it for kicks. A small part of it is the weird ones.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hey to your cousin, by the way.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
what are we talking about now? I had a 3-minute conversation, so now.
We were talking about Adam's pits.
You're talking about his hairy pits.
I'm not gonna lie. It is.
They're not hairy.
Do they smell bad?
Okay, his
No.
very clean pits.
It is kind of bizarre hearing Adam say the names of furries that I know.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Adam
You're
knows
the only
furries?
YouTuber I know of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, are you a furry?
Yes. Have you not ever checked his Twitter?
Never. Who would
Have
do
you not
that?
checked his?
I'm assuming
his
most
channels
people
ever?
are giving. I'm assuming most people donating to me now.
I never thought I'd see a YouTube video where I heard Jason Effects' name out loud.
It wasn't out loud. It was just. It was a fucking. It was an image.
No, I think you
Eventually,
mentioned
when
it, like an Adam plays or like a stream.
Oh, okay, yeah, on a stream, yeah. Not in
eventually
not in one of my film review videos or anything.
I did notice.
Eventually they're gonna.
I mean, you have hinted at it in the past.
Oh, of course.
In your the one with like the I think it was like a Goosebumps episode. I can't remember, the thing you were reviewing. It was like the house of the mirrors that sucked the life out of you, and then you had that transition.
I don't remember. Oh, that, yeah, no.
Yeah, you hint at them, but I don't think people pick up on it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like
I leave clues that only others would understand.
Like if you're looking for them, you'll find them.
Yeah, when I saw Jason Effects' name in the Unfriended review, I'm like, there are like 2 people that are gonna know what that joke is.
Yeah.
One
Adam
of them
has
is
so many
Adam.
Patreon supporters, but like not even half of them join the Patreon calls.
I think it's the busy.
Well, first of all, it's a specific perk tier.
There's also
Second, there's
of
like
all-
a cap on how many people can even be in the call.
Yeah, like I was waiting for an hour before I could get a spot in here.
How many people are in there? How many people
Unfortunately,
can be in a call?
I wish there was a better way to do it, but I mean,
You could do a Discord one because you could set the number.
does Discord do video now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does it?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
could
do.
They're just like rolling out some sort of test thing.
I remember
'cause-
seeing drunken
you
peasants.
can do.
Maybe
Yeah,
you
you
just
can
make
do
a
full video
Patreon
chats
only
in
Discord
Discord.
server.
It's unlimited how many people can join, I think, or there might be a cap. I don't know.
Well, I
Yeah.
kind of get why there would be a
It's
cap
unlimited.
because it could be a nightmare with too many people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to like shit talk or anything, but like there were points during this stream where it was like, wow, a lot of people trying to talk at once, and I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine like having
50 people?
twice as many people
I wouldn't call it
trying to
shit.
talk at the same time. I just think nothing would get talked about. And so I mean, like in this sense, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world because like you get. I mean, I'm still looking at the YouTube chat and everything too, so it's like, you know, if somebody can't make it into the chat, they can still be interact and shit.
Did you get the tweet that said I get kicked out? If you did,
What
just
tweet?
Ignore it. I tweeted at you, I think an hour ago, saying I get kicked
Oh.
out or something like that.
Yeah, I don't check my Twitter that often, and
Oh.
definitely not during a stream. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm sorry. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I could make it a habit to check my Patreon messages while I'm streaming because that would probably make sense.
Fan art is hard, and I'm doing this really quickly.
I just.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Did he freeze again?
A moment of silence.
Oh, rest in peace.
Adam's broken.
He keeps dying.
It's not even a still frame. He's just really, really still right now.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of had like a petite seizure, and he can't move.
Yeah, he's going into catatonic shock.
You get triggered over my statement. I feel so bad now.
Oh, yeah, rest in peace.
What's wrong with me?
Oh, we killed Adam, guys.
Ugh.
Either that or Ratatouille did this to him.
This
I think he's
frame-
having like PTSD flashbacks to. Oh,
no.
Jesus!
Precisely.
Remembering FurCon.
So my
Like I remember seeing him and Malcolm from fucking Nostalgia Critic in the same picture. I'm like,
Oh.
ah.
Yeah, Malcolm is a furry. That surprised me.
Yeah, I didn't. No one knew this till the episode where he had to do the Tony the Tiger thing, and everyone was like, "Oh, where'd you get that from?" And Malcolm's like, "It's mine," and everyone's like, "Oh."
Yeah, I
Is
discovered
Malcolm the Black? Is Malcolm the Black dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's see. All right, so while we're waiting for him to respawn, I got a question for everyone.
Net neutrality.
Go for it.
I'll just.
Has anybody played the video? Has anybody played the game This War of Mine on Steam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played
I
it.
want to.
Nah.
How is it?
It's pretty good. It's a good sort of resource management thing. I think what makes the game so thing is that there's no way to do the thing wrong, but it's like when you realize like there is a house in the game you can loot, which is an old couple's house.
Oh, there he is.
And when
Yeah, I
you start
remember that.
looting that, you
Okay.
realize that you've kind of lost the game because it shows you that it's quite a good thing for showing war and such.
We're talking about this war of mine.
It's a game on.
It's like a game. It's meant to be like
Yeah.
inspired by a.
So yeah, I had that issue again, as you already know. This time I noticed that it wasn't just Chrome; it was the Wi-Fi dropping out. So I think my parents just have shitty Wi-Fi. So I think that's the issue here. Because yeah, the Wi-Fi dropped out and came back. I was gonna say that we should probably wrap up this hangout in the next 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's been almost 3 hours, and Shay's heading over, and I want to be able to like let him in.
Hey Adam.
So
can I
yeah,
ask
if
you a
there's
question?
any like questions that you really wanted to ask, or like comments or anything before we wrap this up and shit.
I'm trying to think of like an important question, but the only thing I can think of is like kind of dumb.
Go for it.
Did you give Flushed Away a 2 just because you didn't want to give it the same rating as Ratatouille?
I gave it a 2 because I thought it's a 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
I thought maybe you pitied it.
Well, I mean, I've
never
seen
it.
It's not. I mean, it's not a 1 and it's not a 3. So.
Real quick, when are you going to see a ghost story?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Adam,
I
what's your
was doing it on,
opinion
like,
of the
iTunes
really
right
quick
now.
fan art?
Sad boy.
The really quick fan art. You're asking my opinion on that. It was
Fan art that
awesome.
it's horrendous. Like my profile picture isn't.
Oh wait, you linked it. Okay, let me look at it.
Yeah, it's guys. I think.
Oh, awesome.
What about mine? Mine was pretty fantastic, to be fair.
I came.
That was another kind of bizarre thing for me, seeing like I saw an image of you, I don't remember here, and I'm like, I recognize that art style. Isn't that by like somebody that does gore porn on Fur Affinity?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, that is them.
There's
Can I just take a moment to appreciate that you've probably gone wrong in life if you're like, hey, I know that person. That's from Ghosting on
Pretty
this
much.
website.
You know
That's
what?
pretty bad.
I mean, when you're furry, you're exposed to a lot of things
Oh,
that
and
are
desensitive.
furry related that like you're not even into, and so you go on like a website like E621. So if you're just looking for fucking porn or whatever, and you type in gay, you're gonna find a lot more than just like vanilla fucking.
I mean, I'm not criticizing this person. I'm into like hard war, so.
So, like, wait, has someone made gore porn of you, Adam, or your persona?
Oh no. Well, I mean, I'm sure they could.
Wait, gore or vor? Which one?
So the artist that did the banner for the Adam Plays channel, the image of the horse, that same artist draws a lot of very disturbing imagery, which, I mean, I'm not going to judge whatever they're into. There's a lot of, whatever, yeah, I mean, like, there's There's people that really like that kind of thing.
It's just one of those things where I'm
not my
like, that
thing.
art style looks familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do art. I don't post it very much. Like, here's another example of something I did recently. People are like, oh, you should take commissions. I'm like, I don't want to.
That's pretty
I do
good.
stuff for free.
I like it. That's pretty cool.
Thanks. It's
Your avatar.
my wallpaper on my.
Yeah.
My mic was on mute.
That's a great picture.
Here,
I was wondering when no one could hear me.
I just stole my avatar from Undertale, so.
Undertale is
Like,
my favorite game.
This is a recent I did of the YouTuber Shammy. He does like video game reviews.
Shammy.
Hello, internet,
Adam, do you mind
and
if I ask a
welcome
quick
to
question
Game Theory.
before we all go?
Yes.
Do you watch Jack's films?
Yes.
Have you seen?
I met him at VidCon.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Adam, do you watch?
It was a very strange experience. I was hanging out with internet comment etiquette Eric, and he was like so shit-faced. Like Eric was like, so drunk. He had his pineapple hair, and then he's like, he came back from the bathroom, and Eric was like, yo, dude, I was just pissing right next to Prank Invasion. And then we were like, yeah, you should go find him and bring him over here. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And like a lot of us at the table were like, no. But then he did it, and he like drunkenly found Prank Invasion and brought him back to the table, and then it was a very surreal experience. Like the guy and his crew or whatever, and then they were like at the bar with us or whatever. I don't even think they were legal drinking.
VidCon must be fun.
And then Jack's Films, like one of the guys was asking Jack's Films about his channel. He's like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And I was just like, I was taking the piss out of him. I was like, "Oh, you haven't seen the dabbing and fidget spinner emoji movie video? You haven't seen the hour-long stream? You should really watch it." And I like pulled it up on my phone. I'm like, he made this. And Jack was like, "I hate you." It was fun. He's a nice guy. I'd like to hang out with him again. He's got a very keen sense for marketing on getting attention on the internet. And he does
personas.
Another quick question.
Adam, you should
yes.
You should have been in YouTube Rewind 2017 and spun fidget spinners.
That Logan and Jake Paul moment was officially the gayest moment of 2017.
Oh, speaking of fidget spinners, did you see the Ajit Pai video?
Oh yeah, the one's like 7 things you can do after net neutrality is gone.
Because that's what the internet is used for, not like politics or anything important. It's just memes. You'll still have your memes.
Yeah. One last
you can still gram your food.
Is the Hangout going to be the same time next week?
It's not weekly. It's
next
monthly.
Next month. I meant.
Same. Well, I try to aim for like Saturday 1 p.m. Pacific, but I'm not sure which Saturday. But I try to give like a bit of notice. So probably it won't be the first Saturday of the month. I'll have it as like the second, third, or fourth of the month or something. I just need to go back home and like figure out what my schedule is and what day would work best.
It is nice to be able to talk to human beings once in my life.
One day or not. I mean, there's also Christmas.
Well,
not to be the cringiest person in the Hangout.
We need Alexa to be everyone's friend.
Do you guys
mean Amazon Alexa?
You should be able to date Alexa. I wonder what would happen if you said, "Hey Alexa, you want to make out?"
I own one of those things, but I don't even plug it in.
Can I? If you have your speakers on, I could order things to your house. You could be like, "Yo Alexa, 2 packs of diapers."
I would date my favorite
Scarlett Johansson.
Siri. If I could get Siri Scarlett Johansson's voice, I would.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all gonna die alone.
I'm
That's
just
just how
staring at the
things
disc
are.
for Sonic 06 right now. And
Oh,
it's
that's poignant. Metaphor.
Oof.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the best use of the word poignant I've ever heard.
Do you even know what the disc for Sonic 06
something.
looks like? It's Sonic
Yes.
staring at you with that goddamn
Show
smirk.
us.
I used to own one, and it's
He's like,
totally
hey,
not
you're about to play a shitty game.
You're too slow.
That is the only game that I actually snapped the disc in half.
Why did you snap
Pretty
the
good.
disc in half? Was it that bad for you? I beat it in like a few
For
days.
anyone?
I think I just really wanted to. So I
And
was-
guess what game? Guess what game is right above it? Connectimals. Wait.
Oh God.
For the Xbox 360
God.
Connect.
Everybody loves the Kinect. Remember when they said that it was an integral part of the Xbox One and it would literally be impossible to remove it? And then they
now,
did it.
Now
and then they
Xbox
did literally
literally-
that because they discontinued the Kinect and they don't even do support for it anymore.
I remember I saw like a Ralph movie.
I have the
video
Kinect
where
hooked up
some
to my Xbox
shitty
One right
ghost
now.
show used a Kinect to find ghosts.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, it has other applications.
I hate
than just
the
Xbox
people.
shit.
I hate when you're in an Xbox party and then there's that one asshole in the party who uses their Kinect as their microphone.
Oh yeah, yeah. Any final questions and comments? Even if you already asked one, you can ask
Love
another
you.
one.
Closing comment.
Yes. Well, I
Can we
mean,
stay on the hangout even
I
after
can't-
you leave?
Sorry.
Can we stay
What?
on the hangout and talk even after you leave?
I don't know. You know what? I've never stayed around after I've left, so I don't know how that works.
I don't know,
But I'm like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the broadcast and leave the call. And if you are still in the call after I go, then just continue doing that. Otherwise, I don't really know how. I don't know if it ends the call for everybody. I don't think it does because I dropped out before, but I didn't stop the broadcast, so I don't know. I think you guys might still stay in the same call even if I drop out.
I don't know.
I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the video with me on it, with this call on it in the background for the rest of my life. Because
No,
got,
but I don't
it's
know.
my biggest
You could always-
accomplishment.
I don't know. Why don't you just
missed call from
whoever?
somebody in, like, the
If you want to continue hanging out after, why don't you just in this chat where no one on the YouTubes will see it, just type one of your Twitters and then have which one of your Twitters that you're gonna check and follow, have one of you create a new Hangout link and then just paste it there and then
Got
Like,
it.
you can do that.
my Twitter
If it like kicks you out of this one, which I'm not even sure it does. There has to.
We
I
can
don't
have
know. I've never.
We can have a
I
chat
don't
for the non-Patreon supporters, and then they can be
The
like
non-Patreon supporters.
the non-elitists,
Oh,
as I call them.
I can't hear the word non anymore without thinking of non-bread.
Non-bread.
Yeah, like
What about
that Indian.
pumpernickel bread?
Man bread.
Yeah. Any final questions or comments?
You
I'm
know,
going to end it very soon.
My closing
Are you gay?
comments.
Yes, I'm gay. And also, what's your closing comment?
and he can't lift either.
What did you say?
Uh,
What? Is that supposed to be a meme? I didn't even understand what you said.
He
he
said
was
you can't
referencing your
lift.
Twitter name.
Oh,
Yeah. Now, just real quick. Thank you for not completely tearing apart the Pixar movie Inside Out.
I think I was reasonable.
One of my personal favorites. Yeah, yes, you are. I appreciate that. So, thank you. Just wanted to say.
Thank you for appreciating that. I appreciate your
There's this
appreciation.
one kid.
Yes.
There's this
Thank
one
you.
kid in my art class who used to think that if like you hated a movie, you hated everyone who made that movie, and like the director and the cast. And I said that some movie he really liked wasn't a good movie, and he goes, "Oh, so you hated the director too? Did you want him to die?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's logical. All right. Everybody's good?
Yep.
Everybody got their hangouts worth? Awesome.
Thank
it was
you.
great. It was great. It was great hanging out with you guys. That was a good
Love
one.
you,
I think
Adam.
it worked out really well. I love you guys too. Thank you very much for your
Yeah,
support.
thank you.
And then, yeah, check the Patreon thing. I'll have the new date updated in the same spot within a week, probably. Like probably before January. I'll be back home on like the 29th, I think. So I'll try to remember to do it then. But thank you guys so much.
Cool.
Love you guys. Peace.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Peace.